Go Win Fight. Now one last cheer with Eat 'em Up. Go Lakers Go.
Lubbers lights up Allendale once again. From one first-time opponent in Week 0 to another first-time opponent in Week 1. Number 3, Grand Valley State entertains the Yellow Jackets of Black Hill State. It's 616 and Vintage Blue Night. Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside Lubbers Stadium alongside former Grand Valley State tight end Bob Mitchell. I am Brian Fongers as Grand Valley State embarks on their second game of the 2025 season. It's officially Week 1, first all-time meeting against Black Hills State. And Bob, before we preview this evening's matchup, let's rewind to last week, Week 0 against Lincoln of PA. 45-9 was the victory. Redshirt freshman quarterback Andrew Schuster got his first collegiate start. Very efficient, shared the wealth. Can't really complain about his first collegiate start last week.
No, not at all. I talked to the coaching staff this week, and they were more than pleased with Schuster's performance last week. Started off 7 for 7 in the first quarter, and like we talked about before this broadcast, spread the wealth to a lot of receivers, making connections with a lot of his receivers. Kellen Reed, a lot of these guys are getting good catches, and it's going to be fun to watch him, his development. The biggest, they say, this coach is the biggest development between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see if he can improve upon an 80% completion rate from last week.
It's going to be tough to do, but we shall see tonight. On the defensive side, Bob, the run defense was outstanding. Taking on a Black Hills State team last week against Sioux Falls. Didn't run the ball effectively in their loss. They're 0-1 on the season. You expect GVSU to stop the run. That's going to put a lot of pressure on this inexperienced secondary tonight.
Without a doubt. These guys love to sling the ball around. They got a great quarterback in Luke Duby who loves to throw the ball around with some really talented receivers, and TJ Chimura on the outside. Manny Harris, who's a transfer from Wayne State, from the GLIAC as well. And they're going to test the secondary. Talking to the coaching staff this week, they said they played hard, but they've got a lot to learn, and they're just trying to grow right now. And this secondary is going to continue to grow. They're very talented, very athletic, and I'm excited to see their growth this week.
Expecting another big crowd here tonight. Again, the first all-time meeting, Black Hills State, Grand Valley State. We've got the opening kit from Lubbers Stadium coming your way next here on the Grand Valley Sports Network. I tell you what, Bob Mitchell, there's nothing like a night game at Lovers Stadium. Hard to believe it's the only night game of the 2025 regular season for Grand Valley State as they get set to host the Yellow Jackets of Black Hills State. Great environment, students chilled out in full force, and they're still filing in as we speak.
Under the lights at Lovers Stadium in September, perfect weather for a ball game. Little wind, perfect temperature for a ball game. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, we're hovering around 60 degrees, unseasonably cool temperatures here for week 1 of the season. Game 2 for both Grand Valley State and Black Hills State. Black Hills State out of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They're 0-1. Grand Valley State, a GLIAC school, 1-0 as GVSU looks to not overlook this game. This is a very good Black Hills State team, Bob. Last 3 years, winning seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach has done a great job. Coach Bresky bringing this team back into the fold at the RMAC, a tough division. We know them very, very well with Colorado of the Mines, Colorado Pueblo, Mankato playing at a different level right now. But yeah, a great team that loves to throw the ball around a bunch. They've got a quarterback that does a really good job of spreading the football around in Luke Doobie, and he's got some talented wide receivers on the outside. So Grand Valley, we talked about it on the onset, we talked about it off camera. This defensive backfield for Grand Valley, they're young, they're so talented, but they're inexperienced. Last week, they had to grow a little bit. Coach Lewis, the defensive coordinator, talked about it, that they played very, very hard, but they've got a lot to learn as far as watching film and technique. This will be another step in their progression of becoming a really solid defensive unit.
Yeah, as I mentioned, you can't overlook this game with Pitt State in the jungle next week looming in the first road game of the season for GVSU. Then after that, they're off for 2 weeks. We'll get more into that as the broadcast goes along. GVSU is getting set to kick in the powder blues. Black Hills State in the white attire with the forest green helmets. Here's the approach, toe to leather. We are underway here in Lovers Stadium. High end over end kick. Into the end zone it goes. They'll immediately take a knee, will the Yellow Jackets. And here comes that offense for Black Hills State. As Bob mentioned, they are led behind center by Luke Doobie, redshirt senior out of Kentucky. They did not run the ball well last week in their loss against Sioux Falls. Expect them to air it out quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, we talk about the Yellow Jackets offense and their quarterback, Luke Doobie. You look at Manny Harris, he's a transfer from Wayne State. Grand Valley's familiar with him, but the big guy that made the plays last week was TJ Chamura. He had 10 catches for 109 yards and 3 touchdowns. A big-bodied wide receiver that Doobie loves to go to, so keep an eye on him.
With the student section at their backs, first play from scrimmage will arrive at their own 25-yard line. Play clock's already down to 2. Doobie, I don't think he's aware. That should be a delay of game, and it is. Not a great start to the game for the Yellow Jackets, and they were unaware of the play clock situation, Bob, and that's a testament to the student section.
I think it is. This is an environment that Black Hills is not used to, and the student section is loud on that end. But it's kind of a similar situation we saw last week with Lincoln, with the players coming out late on the transition from the kickoff return, and just the team getting out there and not getting set in their offense, something that they're going to have to adjust to. One, and the crowd noise here, and also playing a little bit bigger tempo here.
Black Hills State in their loss against Sioux Falls, just 58 net yards rushing. They're facing a 4-man front out of the shotgun. Here's Doobie, takes the snap. It's a handoff right side, trying to follow his blockers and plunging ahead for a few yards is the running back Cameron Goods on the carry. He'll bring up 2nd and long. Here's Grand Valley starters on defense.
Yeah, Jamari Budden and Jabril Condi and Ronald Jackson and Kamani Potts, the stalwarts of that front, and the strong linebacking core led by the veteran Anthony Cardamone and Jimmy Downs. Riley Simpson coming on and playing great. And the veteran quarterback Jason Hardy trying to gather his guys on the outside and really play good on that back end.
Gain of 3 on first down. Here's the next snap. Quick throw on a slant route. Batted up in the air. And is it caught? Oh, it is caught off the deflection on the spot. Pulling it in is TJ Chakura, redshirt junior out of Arlington, going to have his name called a lot. And he was, like I said, at the right place at the right time off that batted pass.
What a fortunate break for Black Hills, as we'll take another look at it. And a great job on the outside on getting his hands up. And that ball just happens to land in Chakura's hands right there. And putting them in a 3rd and manageable situation here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 from their own 31. See if GVSU ramps up the pressure here. Long count. Here comes a delayed blitz up the middle on a back shoulder throw. Leaping grab is made in front of the GVSU sideline. They're going to say incomplete. The foot was out of bounds. The catch was made by Kelby Olson, but they said the foot was out of bounds. 4th down, they're going to have to punt.
A really nice throw by Doobie on the outside, and the receiver just couldn't get his feet in bounds, and it was a great job of pressure on the outside. It looks like he got that right foot down. Josh Anderson was on the spot. If they decide, yep, there's a challenge at it that we got up here in the booth. Looked like he got that right or that left foot down, but yeah, like you said, did he have control of it?
There's your officiating crew for tonight's ball game. Bob mentioned earlier the head coach for Black Hills State is Josh Bresky, 6th season, 29th coach in program history. He's also the offensive line coach for Black Hills State, and also he had a heck of a career at his alma mater in Black Hills State. He was an offensive lineman from 05 to 09, a 2-time NAIA All-American. They were an NAIA school before making the transition to the RMAC.
And he's done a great job of bringing the culture back here to Black Hills, a little bit of a toughness. And we'll take a look here at the replay again. And like you said, the ball is bobbling right now. Does he have the foot in bounds? It looks like there's a drag, but it looks like the left foot may be out of bounds. This could be a tough call.
Now, the call is what's most important. They ruled it incomplete. That second foot, the tip of the toe there, the tip of the foot, that is, did touch out of bounds. So it's all about possession. What is a catch?
Yep, and then it's that indisputable
video evidence
that he had control, where he looks like he has control right there. He's dragging that right foot, but that left foot looks like it's toeing that white line. So this could be a loss of a timeout.
That was Deontay Pippin on the coverage, and you've seen the first 2 pass plays. The defensive backs for GVSU, sticky coverage.
Yeah, they're going to be tight this week, and they're going to be asked of a lot. Talked to Coach Wooster and also Coach Lewis this week in regards to, are you thinking anything, making any changes after last week with a young defensive backfield? Absolutely not. They like to put their guys on an island. They want to put pressure on the quarterback, and they feel like their guys are going to continue to learn and continue to get better. Allow them to play man coverage on the outside, whether it's man free or man over top with a single safety. But that allows you so much things to do that you can do with your defensive front, your front 4, and your linebackers as far as blitzes, different stunts that you can do up front.
If you don't know where Black Hills State is located, well, let's give you a little geography lesson, shall we? They're out of Spearfish, South Dakota, and you're wondering, where the heck is that? Well, it's in the extreme southwest corner. You're a hop, skip, and a jump from either Wyoming or Montana. And if you want to drive there nonstop, it's about 16 hours. What Black Hills State originally thought was, hey, we're just going to drive. Take a couple of stops, call it good. Well, Coach Bresky said, nah, let's fly instead. It's quicker.
Smart move. That's a long, long drive. And back in our day,
ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is overturned. Receiver had a foot down with control of the ball. It'll be 1st and 10, Black Hills State at the 46-yard line.
Great job with Coach Bresky and his staff of throwing that challenge flag. And like we said, they must have saw on the film that he had control and dragged that foot before that left foot went out of bounds, and a big 1st down. And this is exactly what Black Hills wants to do on their first possession. Make sure they move the chains, really try to garner field position here on that first drive. A 3-and-out would have been a really bad move to start this game.
GVSU in the secondary, Coach Lewis, the defensive coordinator, they love to play a lot of cover 0. No safety deep. Right now they got a single safety deep on 1st and 10, just shy of midfield. Doobie observes the 4-man front, takes the snap, handoff, right side, creasing his way close to midfield before getting cut down. Again, his goods. Call it a 3-yard pickup, just shy of midfield, 1 yard to be exact, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator, David Schramm, really wants to try to establish the run here for his Yellow Jackets to make sure that they're not a pass-heavy team and try to mix it up. We'll take a look at it here. Good mesh and a good job of blocking up front by the Yellow Jackets to get a really nice 3-yard gain on 1st down. The last thing you want to do is come into an environment like this and be way behind the chains, just trying to throw the ball all over the field.
2nd and 7 at their own 49, just underway. This is our first drive of the football game. They go empty this time. A little bit of a delayed blitz. It's a bubble screen. Goods. Nobody picked him up. Little confusion in the secondary, and Goods powers his way into Laker territory around the 40. That's 1st down.
Yeah, like you said, very much confusion in the secondary. Jimmy Downs came in to blitz. It looked like he was the guy that maybe should have been running with the running back out of the backfield, but he came wide open on the outside, and really nobody out there. And a big 1st down for the Yellow Jackets.
Stretch play right side. Goods has nowhere to go. That's a great job by the front line of the GVSU defense to set that edge, and he may have lost a yard back to the 41, 2nd and 11.
Talking to Coach Jim Lewis, the defensive coordinator for Grand Valley, they were in the same predicament this week that they were in last week. Last week they had no idea what they were in store for Lincoln because they're a brand new offensive coordinator. Same thing this week, a brand new offensive coordinator. They have one game of film to watch last week, but really not a lot of film to watch to figure out exactly what their game plan is. So it's going to be a lot of see and adjust for the Grand Valley defense here in the first quarter.
New running back in the game for the Yellow Jackets on 2nd and long. Play clock under 5. Doobie taking his time, down to 2, down to 1, just gets it off. A twist game up the middle, they pick it up. Another back shoulder throw down the sideline, incomplete. Oh, and there's a late flag thrown by the back judge. Wow, that's quite an arm by the back judge as well. And I'm sure the GVSU coaching staff is not going to like the fact that one of the farthest officials away from the play threw the flag.
Yeah, this is a very physical outside play here. And just a couple of guys getting a little bit tangled up, maybe a little bit too much pressure when the ball got thrown right there.
It's Trey Green on the coverage, pair 8s jostling with one another.
And that's a guy that you're going to have to look at, number 8 on the offense for the Yellow Jackets. He's a guy that had 10 catches, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns last week, TJ Chukwura. But I'll tell you this, last week I talked to the coaching staff this week earlier, and they weren't real happy with some of the pass interference calls that were called last week. They thought they were playing really good physical defense, and that might be another one that they're not going to be real happy with. But Grand Valley's defense now has got their back against the walls in the first drive here.
From the 26, Doobie drops back again. Go route down the sideline. Making the adjustment is Chakura. Now he lost the football. Hang on a second. They're going to say incomplete. Again, I think that was Trey Green going up against Chakura. That time Green wins the battle, 2nd and 10.
Little back shoulder throw, and it almost looked like Chakura maybe pushed the defender a little bit. Here, you get a good look at it. A little shove right there. Comes back. It looks like his left foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, great eye there, Bob.
And the ball was knocked out of his hands, but he did have possession, but I think that left foot was out of bounds. But a great job right there by Trey Green, just sticking with the play and also forcing the receiver with no really room to throw the football. A great job of technique there by Trey Green.
You're seeing more confusion in the defensive backfield as the running back splits out. Quick pass, and it's eliminated quickly. A quick sack immediately made is Jabril Condi as he engulfs Doobie in the backfield for a big loss.
Just completely beat his man off the get-go. The sophomore from Ypsilanti. Great pass rush right there, and absolutely zero time to throw the football. He'll be coming off from your left side right here. Looks like they were trying to cut, and we talked about it. This offensive line loves to try to cut. They like to get the throws out quickly. When an offensive line goes down to cut, they're trying to get the defender's hands down so they can throw those quick passes. But if you got an athletic defensive front and you just fall to the ground like that, they're going to run right by you and make a sack, as Jabril did right there.
That was textbook, evading the cut block by Condi. 3rd and forever now. They need to get to the 16. Flush to his right, throws it. Goods out of the backfield, makes the grab, slips a tackler, but not the second as he spun down well shy of the first down. He got past the original line of scrimmage around the 23. They're going to line up to kick it on 4th down and 7. And with no wind, it's going to be a 40-yard attempt by their kicker. Trying to get the first points of the game. It's Ryan Ewing, senior out of California. Snap is a little high to get it down. Kick is up, end over end. It's curling towards the middle, and he buries it. 40-yard field goal gives the Yellow Jackets an early 3-0 lead on the first possession of the game. GVSU will have the ball first in this contest. After this timeout, 5 minutes in, 3-0 visitors on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU Athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Where can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
Nothing Black Hills State early. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell back inside Lubbers Stadium. Let's get into Grand Valley's keys to the game, Bob, before they get their first possession of the night.
Yeah, stay balanced offensively. They did a great job of that last week, being able to run the football and throw the football with equal yardage. They're going to be a very balanced team. Discipline, the penalties, we talked about it last year. One of the most penalized teams in the country last year. Last week came out, and then the dominant line of scrimmage. Grand Valley's offensive line dominated last week. They were able to run the football, do a good job of pass protection. The defense has to do the same thing.
Short kick fielded around the 10 by the dangerous Kellen Reed. Strung out to his left. Angles to the numbers. He's got the sideline. Needs to beat a couple more Yellow Jackets, but the kicker slows him down, Ewing. And he's whipped out of bounds just shy of the 45. Another outstanding return. They'll spot it at the 43-yard line. He almost broke free.
He almost did. And what do these two teams have in common from last week? Both of them had a kickoff return called back because of penalties. So both kickoff return teams very strong. And Kellen Reed right here, he's not running full speed right here, ladies and gentlemen. He's kind of gathering back and doing a good job of not letting out the big play. But Grand Valley set here just at the 42-yard line with great field position as we take a look at the Laker offense led by the redshirt sophomore Andrew Schuster.
Zion Usma-Harper is the lead back to his right out of the gun. First play from scrimmage for the GVSU offense. Play action fake, short drop, steps up, climbs the ladder, pump fakes, now just throws it out of bounds. Nobody was open. Smart decision. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, great coverage on the backside by the Yellow Jackets, and Schuster does a good job of climbing in the pocket, trying to go off his first read to a 2nd and 3rd. Saw nothing there and does a great job of getting rid of the football as we take a look at the Yellow Jackets defense led by number 99, Kellen Collier. He is stout, and he's a very big disruptor there in the middle. The Yellow Jackets defense backside, Luke Clay, number 17, is a really good safety as well.
So now 2nd and 10, plenty of time on the play clock. Schuster takes the snap. On the zone read, right side. Usma-Harper's in trouble, tries to cut it back, and there's not much there. Boy, great penetration up front for the Yellow Jackets defense. Only a yard gain, 3rd and 9. This is where they want to make Andrew Schuster uncomfortable.
Absolutely. That was Herschel Craig III right there doing a great job of getting that penetration like you talked about, really breaking up the play and forcing Usma-Harper have to cut back into the teeth of that defense, and they were there for the call. And like you said, this is exactly what the Yellow Jackets want, a 3rd and long situation for the young quarterback from Grand Valley.
They're showing pressure up the middle. Just a 3-man front. On 3rd and 9, takes the snap. Pump fake, sets, throws, and he lost it. It is a fumble, and the Yellow Jackets fall on it. Right at the ankles, they cut him down, and as he tried to release it, Schuster, who comes up hobbling, lost the ball. Black Hills State recovers, and they are in business. They do have a defensive lineman that's slow to get up.
Coach Worcester has his challenge flag right there. Was the arm coming forward? Looks like he lost it on the backside. That looks like it's going to stay as a fumble. And what a start right now for the Yellow Jackets, doing a great job of driving the ball down the field and coming up with a field goal, and then not only forcing a potential 3 and out, but getting a turnover here early in this first quarter. And I wonder if that window dressing, all the movement was confusing to Schuster at the beginning. One of the things, talking with Coach Worcester here this week, he said that this defense, they're always in position. They're always in the right spot. It reminds you of kind of a Hillsdale, Michigan Tech type of defense, that they're just a very smart defense, and you're not going to beat them. They're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves. And right there, it looks like Grand Valley was a little bit confused up there on the front as far as the protection goes.
Not sure who the defensive lineman that's shaken up for Black Hills State is, but tell you what, they've come out with a lot of energy. They're not nervous about playing this kind of environment, as here's the replay. See who's slow to get up here. Might be number 9 for Black Hills State. He got kind of clipped there by Usma Harper. It's actually number 91. Appreciate the boys in the truck. That's slow to get up. He needs help getting to the sideline.
Again, that was Herschel Craig III, the disruptor right there, beating Grand Valley's offensive lineman Evan Curtis there on the inside and getting to the quarterback very, very quickly, forcing that fumble. Now Grand Valley's defense, sudden change situation, is going to have to try to come up big against a Yellow Jacket offense that has shown more than capable of moving the football against this defense.
Well, after a quick change scenario, Bob, we know this. Watch for the kill shot on first down here.
That's exactly what you want to do as an OC on a sudden change situation, is to put it up top and go deep.
They're going with heavier personnel out there, couple of tight ends. Wide receiver goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to the right side, picking his way through the traffic before getting brought down is the backup running back, Danny Davis. Picks up 3 yards, close to the 35, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, for a team that didn't rush the ball very much last week or for many yards, they're doing a great job of trying to establish that run, trying to get a little bit more balance in their offense against a defense that's very strong and stout in Grand Valley up front.
Saw Coach Wooster there in the previous shot as a former offensive lineman himself at Wayne State. I'm sure he's giving some teaching pointers to his offensive line on that first series. Play action fake on a little out route, complete to the tight end. That's a good open field tackle there after a quick completion to Thomas Maybe. He gets a couple of yards before getting chopped down by the safety for GVSU. 3rd and 5 after just a 2-yard pickup. Yeah,
Thomas Maybe, the tight end, the redshirt freshman from Palmer Lake, Colorado. They didn't throw the ball once to the tight end last week, so you can see the new wrinkles and some of the things that they're bringing into this offense to try to confuse Grand Valley's defense. But right there, up to the task was the defense and making a short stop. And now a 3rd and manageable situation for the Yellow Jackets.
Could be 4-down territory if they don't get it here. In that gray area, play clock down to 5. On the snap, Doobie rolls out to his right, sets, throws, long throw, and did he get it? There he did. Diving catch made for a first down, Manny Harris, and they'll move the sticks inside the 30.
Yeah, really nice design play right there, just moving your quarterback out to the right side, giving him plenty of protection to the right side, and just a single inside receiver running to the outside. Maybe a little bit of confusion there and not communication on the backside as he came wide open. Manny Harris, that ball's thrown up a little bit higher. He'd been able to run for some additional yards.
So from the GVSU 27, halfway through the first quarter, it's been all Black Hills State. Doobie takes the snap. Little twist game again, sets, throws. There's maybe his tight end, and he's double teamed, and he collapses quickly after about a 5-yard pickup. This is their version right now of 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Absolutely. They just ran all the receivers deep and crossed the running back and the tight end on underneath routes, and they're going to take that all day if you give it to them and take 6-7 yards on a first down situation, putting themselves ahead of the chains, as they say, to make sure that they get 2nd and short, 3rd and short situations to where it opens up the playbook for the offensive coordinator and Dave Schramm.
2nd and 5 now. Doobie with his running back to his left. That's Davis, takes the snap, sets, throws with a hand in his face, and on the back shoulder, it's complete again. Chikura against Trey Green, and Chikura wins that battle. It's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Again, just a great location of the ball.
That's just, Chikura's a big body wide receiver, does a great job of positioning. Him and Doobie have a great relationship, as we saw last week, for 10 catches, over 100 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Grand Valley's going to have to find an answer right now. Trey Green's doing everything he can to try to keep him in check, and there's going to be single coverage up top again.
They're taking advantage so far of a fumble by Zach Schuster, a sack fumble created by the Yellow Jacket defense on 1st and goal. Handoff right side. There's a flag. This is going to be a touchdown. Hold on, though. This might be coming back. It was thrown by the umpire. It's a walk-in touchdown for Danny Davis, but they're going to be going backwards 10 yards. That's a big call.
Huge call. And
holding. Offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Adrian Rayburn, junior out of Colorado. It's going to be 1st and goal now from the 18.
There may have been a reason why that play was wide open right there, but again, the Yellow Jackets, as known for a throwing team, is doing a good job of running the football here early. As we get another look at the center, oh, you could see the jersey just getting pulled and tugged right there, and That's going to be an easy call for the umpire. Set them back 10 yards.
Well, now if you're GVSU defensively, it's an opportunity. At the worst, you want to hold them to a field goal attempt here. Best case, you create a turnover. Look how wide the running back is to the right. It's an all-out blitz, play-action fake. There's Maybe on the quick out, stumbling as he hurdles one tackler, and he dives down to about the 13 for 5 yards. That's his third catch already.
Matthew Nickens, the defensive back, trying to come up and make that tackle, just got beat, but we talked about it earlier. They did not throw the ball to the tight ends once last week. We've seen 3 catches already by the tight ends. They're really going to take what the defense gives you, kind of learning from what pass rush is furious from Grand Valley. They're trying to get the ball out of the hands as quickly as possible, and what better way to do that is to your running back and your tight end.
From the 13, 2nd and goal. Single safety deep for the Lakers. Doobie takes the snap, 4-man rush. Pocket collapses, throws behind. Chikura makes the grab on a drag route, but he's got nowhere to run. And down he goes after just a yard, maybe 2. 3rd and goal from the 11, he only got 2.
More underneath crossing routes for the Yellow Jackets, and a great play call right there, but good defense right there, swarming to the football and making that tackle, keeping everything in front of you, not getting beat over the top or anywhere those back shoulder throws, but guarantee right now, look for the Yellow Jackets to go back shoulder over the top. Look for number 8, their big play wide receiver.
You're starting to see more push from the D tackles for GVSU on the last couple of pass plays. 3rd and goal. All 3 receivers are parked to the left side of the formation. There's nobody on the right side. Play clock's down to 2, down to 1. Doobie just gets it off, sets, throws, fade route, Chikura sliding, touchdown, Black Hills State. What a throw, what a grab with a defender all over him, and it's 9-0 Yellow Jackets, under 4 to go in the first.
Deontay Pippin on the coverage, looked like he had pretty decent coverage, but like you said, Doobie and Chikura just have this connection, and just a perfect throw. Chikura does a great job of getting in just enough separation to get it out there. And this Yellow Jacket team stuns this Allendale crowd, looking to go up 10-0.
Extra point is up and good, and to your point, Bob, they've stung GVSU in this first quarter. It's now 10-0 Black Hills State. Lakers looking for an answer and some adjustments. We'll take a timeout. We're late in the first, here from Lubbers Stadium on a Saturday night.
So, you're moving or doing a home renovation, and you need a place to store your stuff. Get a Unit's portable storage container, fast and on budget. Our Robo Unit can drop it anywhere. You pack it on your schedule, store it wherever you are, or have us pick it up and take it to our climate-controlled, clean, and secure warehouse. Need it moved to another location? We do that too. We're proud of our good old-fashioned customer service, but we know price matters. At Units of Grand Rapids, we'll beat any price. Click now or go to unitsstorage.com and get your initial delivery for free.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with.
As the sun begins to peek out here in Allendale, sun is setting as well in the next half hour. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, glad to have you along. If you're a fan of Black Hills State, what a start. First ever trip to Allendale, Michigan. They've stung GVSU early, up 10-0. Here's a short kick again, fielded across the 10 by Kellen Reed. Tries to go to his right, has a seam, following his blockers, and he is clipped and brought down around the 35. But again, decent starting field position after about a 25-yard return by Kellen Reed.
We talk about Black Hills and being a part of the RMAC and coming into Allendale and Lubbers Stadium and the environment that's here. There's plenty of good environments down in the RMAC. We've been to Colorado Pueblo, we've been to the mines, we've been to Mankato, we've been to some of these facilities, and this is nothing for Black Hills to come in here and be prepared and not be eyes wide open in an environment that they're not used to. So they've come out and done a phenomenal job. We'll see if Grand Valley's offense, led by Andrew Schuster, can move the ball, move the chains, and put some points up on the board.
Usma Harper, the running back, to his right. Schuster takes the snap, play action fake, bubble screen to the boundary. Kellen Reed slithering his way through the traffic for a few, close to 3 yards, before he's brought down. And to your point, Bob, after losing last week, Black Hills State knows that if they want to try and stay in the playoff conversation in a tough Super Region 4, they're going to be playing with some desperation, and they have so far tonight.
They have, and they've done a really good job in the last 3 years. Like you said, 3 winning seasons in a row, 7-4 3 years ago, 6-5 the last 2 seasons, but in a tough RMAC division, and they're just trying to grow right now. And they've got the offense, the quarterback, the receivers, and now the defense to be able to do it.
2nd and 7. On the snap, short drop. Flaring out of the backfield is Usma Harper, working his way down the sideline, slipping a tackler, and he's got a first down close to midfield. That's what GVSU needed offensively. Their first down of the ball game, and why not use your running back out of the backfield?
And Grand Valley going a little tempo right now, trying to get up to the line of scrimmage and continue to work off of the momentum they just built on that first down. But a good job of taking what they give you. It's kind of what Grand Valley did last week against Lincoln.
Harrison Unger's the H-back, right in front of Schuster to his left. Plenty of time on the play clock. Second drive of the ball game for the Lakers. Schuster takes the snap. Handoff right up the middle. Goes Usma Harper. Just burrows into the traffic and spins his way for a couple right at midfield. 2nd and 8 coming up. If you're just joining us, Black Hills State took the opening drive down for a field goal. GVSU on their first possession went 3 and out technically, but fumbled on 3rd down. Yellow Jackets recover, and on 3rd and goal from the 11, they found pay dirt from the passing game to make it 10-0. So it's been all visitors so far in the early stages of this ball game. So here comes 2nd and 8 for GVSU. Schuster, a couple of fake claps. Now he takes the snap. Play action rollout, reverse pivots to his left with plenty of time on the run. Throws, he's got his man Kellen Reed for a first down close to the 35 of the Yellow Jackets. What a great throw on the run by the redshirt freshman.
And a great design play right there. Really sucked the defense over to the right side for the Lakers right there, and a good rollout going to the strong suit of Andrew Schuster as a lefty rolling to his left, and a great route by Kellen Reed just getting to the outside. You look at Schuster, he looked inside first because he had a receiver in the seam, but he was covered, did a great job of checking off and moving to the outside.
Derek Woods in at running back now for the Lakers. 100 seconds to go in the opening stanza. From the Yellow Jacket 37, it's a rollout to his right, all-out blitz, squares up, sets, throws, corner route. He's got Weichel, and he drops it in the breadbasket for a Laker touchdown. What touch! What a find by Schuster to Lynn Weichel, and the Lakers are on the board late in the first. It's 10-6.
What a great setup right there, and Andrew Schuster does a great job of setting his feet, seeing his receiver come all the way across the formation. Lynn Weichel does a great job of running underneath that throw. Looked like it may have been overthrown, but Lynn Weichel with his speed is able to get underneath it for a huge touchdown for the Lakers.
I tell you what, throwing from the wrong side, being a lefty and squaring up and dropping a dime to Weichel, that's beautifully done.
Well, we saw that play last week, thrown for an interception because the protection wasn't solid from the backside, and this time the protection perfect as we go to break, and the Lakers score a touchdown to climb to within 3 points of Black Hills State University and the Yellow Jackets.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold.
Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life. And the point is enjoying who you share it with. Who you share it with.
can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nawara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nawara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nawara Brothers Home Store. Nawara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Big answer by the Laker offense as we're back live inside Lovers Stadium. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. It's now 10-7 Black Hills State with 87 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Second touchdown reception of the season by Lynn Weichel. He had the first touchdown of the season last week. He gets the first touchdown of this ball game for GVSU. Here's Basics high, and I mean sky-high kick that's going to fly into the end zone for another touchback. And here comes Black Hills State. They're 2 for 2 so far, Bob, on offensive drives, looking to make it 3 for 3.
Well, the second drive, they didn't have to go very far to get their touchdown, but they did a great job on that first drive, opening drive, starting in the exact same position and moving down and getting themselves into field goal position. We'll see if the Lakers can make some adjustments. Again, kind of like we saw last week with Lincoln, Black Hills State's coming out and just dinking and dunking, taking on the underneath routes and giving themselves an opportunity. And then when they see that opportunity to make the big play to Chimura on the outside, the big play receiver has come up big here today.
Luke Doobie, 11 of 12 for 90 yards and a touchdown. I'd say that's efficient. Takes the snap, drops back, throws out of the backfield to Goods, his running back, with a shoulder shake, and he can't get around the linebacker and hauling him down. Nice open field tackle, one-on-one, made by Isaiah Johnson for just a yard.
Yeah, that linebacking core for Grand Valley is good and deep and strong, and just a great open field tackle right here, trying to get him to the inside. He doesn't bite, breaks down nice, little offensive face mask, which isn't a face mask, but defensive players hate the fact that the offensive guy can stiff arm to the face mask, but if you go anywhere near the offensive face mask, you're getting the flag.
A minute to go, second, and they gave him 2 yards on the reception, 2nd and 8. Goods, the running back, gets the handoff, tries to cut it back right side, turns it upfield, and he squeezes his way into the second level. And he backpedals his way right at the marker for a first down. That's a heck of a job there because the left side of the offensive line didn't have much of a push at all.
They didn't. Anthony Cardamone came from the backside and almost made this play from the backside. You'll see 48 shooting right here and just can't get to the feet. And a great job there by the running back, Cameron Goods, to escape that tackle and make a huge first down for the Yellow Jackets.
This is not a very big, in terms of size, Black Hills State team, but they're pesky, especially trying to bring the skill players down. There's a handoff left side. Goods gets dragged down from behind after just a yard, maybe 2. That's a good tackle from behind in pursuit by Ronald Jackson. And that's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter, Bob, and it is. So we'll take a timeout. Teams will flip ends. Entertaining opening 15 minutes of play, but if you're Black Hills State, in your first all-time meeting against one of the true D2 powers, you got to feel good. They'll have a 2nd and 8 to begin the second quarter after this break here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Always tracking, always alerting. And that means all morning, all afternoon, and all night. When it's sunny, when it's stormy, and when it turns severe. West Michigan's largest team of meteorologists delivers the most accurate forecasts, helping you plan your day, tracking what's on the horizon, and keeping you safe. When seconds matter, trust the team. Storm Team 8.
Yeah, he sheds a little, and he barks at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy? Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo and a river?
I Oh, what's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the vest.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Back live in Allendale, Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. 2nd and 8 for Black Hills State. At their own 37-yard line, leading number 3 GVSU 10-7. Luke Doobie had a very good first quarter. Takes the snap, short drop, bobbing around, plenty of time, sets, throws out of the backfield. There's Goods with room to run, lowers the boom on Cardamone. I think he got just enough for a first down. He did, out to the 47, got 10 yards.
Great protection by the offensive line right there. Doobie had all day back there to throw, watch some receivers downfield get covered very well, and just waited for his running back to break free underneath. And he said it, he lowered the boom there on contact. And Anthony Cardamone, one of the best linebackers in the country, did a good job of forcing him down.
By the way, nice tribute at the end of the first quarter for the newly crowned women's basketball national champions. 38-2. Coach Mike Williams, the coaching staff, and that team, outstanding season, 2nd national championship in program history. On the cutback, out to midfield, trudging his way, is Danny Davis for about 4 yards into GVSU territory at the 49. 2nd and 6 coming up. Tell you what, you talk about ball control, time of possession. Black Hills State dominated the first quarter.
Yeah, they had that first drive that took up a lot of time, and then the turnover gave them another possession. They got a 3rd possession in that first quarter. They're going to dominate that. Grand Valley with the big play brings us to a 10-7 ball game, but Grand Valley hasn't found an answer yet for Doobie in this offense. He's only thrown 1 incompletion in this game. He's been very, very efficient. They're going to have to figure out a way to get pressure while covering on the back end.
2nd and 6. Play clock under 5. Doobie slouches over, takes the snap. 5-man rush. One-on-one. Go route slipping. That should not be pass interference. That's the right call. The running back out of the backfield there slipped. That is Bryce Coulson. He's a freshman trying to take advantage of a mismatch there. And the Black Hills State coaching staff, including head coach Josh Bresky, is perplexed by no flag, but like I said, he slipped.
Yeah, Deontay Pippin had pretty good coverage right there, but it looked like the ball, and we'll get a good look at it, was going to be thrown over the left shoulder, the opposite shoulder, and the back right there just kind of fell down, and really no opportunity to make a play.
There's going to be those kind of situations for the officiating crew all night long.
All night.
We've already seen it. Big 3rd down for GVSU defensively. They're showing an all-out blitz look. Doobie checks off. Play clock's down to 2. He's got to go. Did he get it off? Apparently he did. No, there's a flag. I think
movement on the right side of the line.
No delay of game. It's going to be a false start to your point. That's going to make it 3rd and 11. That was a late check at the line of scrimmage by Doobie.
And I think it's like you said, that Grand Valley showing pressure right there. Kind of confused Doobie a little bit. Tried to check off into another play. Just didn't have enough time. Tried to get that play off. I think one of the offensive linemen may have been staring at the play clock, knowing that if he didn't jump right there, that the play clock was going to run out. So it was going to be a 5-yard penalty no matter what.
Lose-lose situation. So now Black Hills State back in their own territory. They need to get it to the GVSU 43. 3rd and 11. Let's see what Jim Lewis has dialed up here. Again, here's that all-out blitz look. They're showing 5 up front, possibly 6. Doobie takes the snap. It's just a 3-man rush. Deep drop. Flush to his left. Looking. The window closes. He's brought down. The ball is loose. And GVSU pounces on it.
I think that ball may have gone out of bounds.
Let's see.
Don't think he really got it.
No signal yet. They're talking about it. In front of the Black Hills bench. It is a sack at least.
Huge break, I think, for Black Hills, as that ball was not being able to run down on it. I think Grand Valley had Ryder Gravenhoff trying to make a play.
Fumbled out of bounds. It'll be returned to the spot of the fumble. 4th down.
Well, that's a break for Black Hills because GVSU had a big opportunity for a fumble recovery, and unable to come up with it is the big defensive lineman there. That was Ryder Gravenhoff.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman out of Holland Christian right here in West Michigan just couldn't corral that ball in, knocked it out of bounds, and like I said, a huge break for the Yellow Jackets.
Here comes the punt. That might have been partially blocked. Oh, and there's a flag on the play. Hold on a second. It's going to take a GVSU roll backwards. It was partially blocked by Shinrock.
I don't think he got a piece of it. The snap was high, which really created a little slow release for the punter. Shinrock was right on it and thought he could get the block. And if he doesn't get a piece of it, it's going to be a 5-yard, I think, just running into the kicker penalty.
It was close. Yeah, he did run into the leg. But the way he kicked it.
Running into the kicker, receiving team, number 11. A 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 4th down.
That's smart by Black Hills after the shanked punt. You want to try and get a better punt off this time.
Yeah, and it all started with the high snap, and just the timing was off right there. And I think Shinrock thought he could get in there and make a play, and he almost got there.
So now it's 4th and 12, just underway. Had a lot going on here in the beginning moments of the second quarter. But defensively, GVSU forces the first punt of the night for Black Hills State. Their punter is Mason Crosby. Where have we heard that name? And the punt short hops to him. He scoops it up and he's in trouble and he's buried back around the 25-yard line. Bob, you talked about the first snap almost going over his head. This one didn't even get to him in the air.
And he shook up a little bit. He's hobbling off right now, grabbing onto his left hamstring. But 2 bad snaps right there. The first one high, the second one low, and just couldn't corral it to get it off and just swallowed it. And Grand Valley's going to be in great field position to take a look at it. Just can't field it. As soon as he looks up, just sees a lot of blue jerseys and just tries to run. A great job by Grand Valley's defense. They're swarming and making that play. And now Grand Valley with the short field. Not a turnover, but a turnover.
It's Kenyon Owens with the tackle, and going to have to keep an eye on the punter situation in case Mason Crosby can't go after getting brought down there. He was grabbing the back of his leg. From the 28, Schuster on that little pop pass. In motion was Kellen Reed to the wide side, and he has nowhere to go. That's great pursuit defensively by Black Hills State. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great job by stringing it out. Rune to pull on the stop right there, and they just did a great job of keeping leverage on that outside with that pop pass. Basically a spread play for Grand Valley, and Grand Valley trying to out-leverage using their speed to the outside, but the Yellow Jackets doing a great job of staying home.
So 2nd and 10 now from the Yellow Jacket 28. Schuster takes the snap, keeps it this time. This might be his first rush of the season as he corkscrews his way close to the 25 for a few. They're going to spot him down to the 24, so we got 4, almost 5. So we'll call it 3rd and a long 5.
Yeah, Derek Woods right there. If he had given that ball, had nowhere to go, and that's a great read option right there. And Schuster does a great job of pulling that out, keeping it himself, and getting some positive yardage right here, giving Grand Valley a really good opportunity here on 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Again, wind is definitely not a factor tonight. It's a calm night. Derek Woods, the running back, shifts over to the left of Schuster. 4-man front for Black Hills State. On 3rd down. Pocket holes, now he steps up, he's in trouble quickly, and he's going to get spun down for a sack. Sack was made there by Cooper Brown, redshirt senior. Just beat his man off the jump, and GVSU is going to try and tie it up, courtesy of Matthew Basic with a field goal attempt.
Yeah, that was looking like a designed quarterback draw from the get-go, and the pressure just came up the middle. Grand Valley's offensive line can't do a good enough job of creating that lane for that draw to develop, and the pressure for the defensive line from the Yellow Jacks, again, doing a really good job. And like you said, Cooper Brown, defensive end, making a big play.
48-yard attempt for Basic. Late sub checks in for GVSU, down to 10 on the play clock. Now they're ready to go, down to 5. They just get it off here with a second to spare. Hold this down, kick is up, and it was partially blocked. Didn't even reach the end zone, and what a massive stand defensively by Black Hills State. That ball is still a free ball. Now it's scooped up. I don't think you should do that if you're Black Hills State, and he spun down inside the 5-yard line. Oh, I don't think that was a mental mistake there. And instead of having really good field position around midfield, if they called that a live ball, they're going to be pinned back at their own 4-yard line.
That is a live ball, and Terrace Curtis is the cornerback that got a hand on the ball that blocked that. And instead of just leaving that ball, it's the old Leon Lett play from way back to the Dallas Cowboys. They just let it go. They make a play on it. We'll see it right here coming from the outside. And what speed to get out there and get a hand on that when you're coming from the outside. But again, I think part of that is the timing. When you let that play clock run that far down, the defense sees the play clock. They can just take off as soon as it hits 1 or 00, and they get a little bit better of a jump on that ball. And he gets a hand on it. But what a huge mistake by Black Hills right there, fielding that play, and a heads-up play by Grand Valley and their defense understanding that that's still a live ball.
Because it never reached the end zone.
Right.
And if you're the team that blocked it, you don't have to touch it.
Don't touch it.
Let Grand Valley State touch it. Instead, one guy went back there and fielded the ball.
The only time that's a live ball is when it's blocked behind the line of scrimmage.
So now, from their own 4-yard line, here's Doobie with a hard count, and GVSU may have jumped. You talk about those pre-snap penalties, and jumping there was Kamani Potts.
It's one of the things Grand Valley coach Scott Wooster talked about all week, are those 5-yard penalties, whether it's delay games or lining up off sides or jumping off sides. Those are the mental mistakes that Grand Valley has been making over the last couple of years and being one of the more penalized teams in the country. And last week, again, a few too many mistakes, and right there you saw the discipline by Black Hills trying to get that jump, and now a 1st and short situation for the Yellow Jackets.
And from their 9-yard line, still hanging on to a 10-7 lead. Doobie now takes the snap, handoff left side, nowhere to go is Goods, and he is sunk immediately by a slew of Lakers. He lost a couple of yards back to the 7. They tried to go to the short boundary side, and there was nothing there.
Darius Whiteside, the short top boundary cornerback, does a great job. You'll see it right here, coming up and defeating a block, and he comes up and makes his play right here. Also on there was Jimmy Downs defeating a block and really creating the initial movement of that running back, and just does a really nice job. Grand Valley loses 5 yards on a penalty, but they make a huge play there on 1st down. The Yellow Jackets lose 3 yards.
Now on a short drop, on a hitch route, there's Chikura, and he bobbles it, but is able to pull it in for a couple more. Call it 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3. This is a big down for both sides coming up. If GVSU can get a stop, they can get the field position swung back in their favor.
And we talked about it. We don't know the condition of the punter who came up limping after that last tackle that he fumbled that football. The defense did a great job of keeping Grand Valley off the scoreboard on that last play, but we don't know how he's doing as far as his injury is concerned.
It's a long 3-2 for the Yellow Jackets. Doobie takes the snap, rolls out to his right, sets, throws. It's behind his receiver, trying to make a diving grab, but unable to come up with it is Harris. It's incomplete, and the Laker defense forces a 3-and-out.
Yeah, that was a design rollout play. Manny Harris, the transfer from Wayne State University down there in Detroit. Just a quick out, trying to get him the ball as quickly as possible to get those 3 yards, and the ball was just thrown a little bit behind him and not on target, and a great job of coverage right there and a breakup. Grand Valley's going to be great field position.
It is Crosby back out there in the middle of the end zone. Here comes the rush, and they almost get to him. It's a line drive kick. McLean takes a massive Black Hills State roll, lets it roll, and smartly just lets it go. But that's a booming kick, courtesy of a great roll down at the 33. Boy, you talking about flipping the field.
Yeah, rugby-style kick right there that hits the ground and bounces around. But Grand Valley is going to have the football with 8:58 left here in the 2nd quarter at their 33-yard line, trying to put some points on the board as we come back from break.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Times and places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Who you share it with.
can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
What a shot there as the sun is officially set here in West Michigan. Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell. Past the 6-minute mark, the second quarter, still 10-7 Black Hills State. GVSU with the ball back at their own 33. Here's Andrew Schuster behind center. Sends Lynn Weichel in motion to the backfield. He'll throw the bubble screen to the wide side. Lynn Weichel gets a block. Stutter stepping. What a move there on the defender as he shimmies his way for 12 yards and a first down to the 45. The student section rose to their feet with that move.
Yeah, that's one of those ones you don't want to watch in film session on Sunday night because Lynn Weichel did a great job of juking. We'll get a really good look at it right here. Getting the ball as backwards throw. Does a nice job of securing and just, boop, just a move to the outside. And I think that was Jack Gentile. Does not know where he's at now.
On the go route, man's wide open. Guess who? Flying his way into the end zone for a touchdown is Sean Bird, and GVSU has their first lead, 13-10.
Sean Bird, the big wide receiver from Flint, Michigan, 6'4", 204-pound sophomore. I had a great opportunity to talk with Ryan Olson, the wide receiver coach, earlier this week, and he said this kid is something special. He's still learning the play, still learning the offense, but his talents are undisputable, and we just saw it right there. A great connection from Schuster out to Bird. What a play right there. What an answer for Grand Valley.
Basic on to attempt the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up. It's good. 14-10, GVSU with the response. And like I said, the Lakers have their first lead of the night. We'll take a timeout. Back with more on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell with you. And if you're just joining us, where have you been? A lot of action going on. And Andrew Schuster, Bob, first 2 weeks, he threw 3 touchdown passes. Last week, he's got a couple more today. And they went with the long ball route. First one to Lynn Weichel. This one to Sean Bird, and that kid can fly.
I'll tell you what, this receiving core, and like I said before the break, I had a great opportunity to talk with Coach Ryan Olson in his wide receiving room, and man, we'll take a good look at it right here, and just a go route to the outside, and Bird does a great job of creating that separation and using his speed, but look at the size that he's got over that defensive back. You try to jam a guy that's that big, that strong. You know, when you jam somebody, it's all about inside leverage, having your hands inside, and having length is a very big thing to either create that jam or to separate yourself from that jam. And boy, oh boy, does Bird do a great job of separating right there and getting to the outside and creating that separation. And the biggest thing as a quarterback, you just want somewhere to throw the football. He gave them everywhere to throw that football.
High end over end kick. This one's going to be returnable from Basic to the left side. And boy, what pursuit by the kick coverage for GVSU. The returner had no chance as he is swallowed up at the 11-yard line.
And this momentum for Grand Valley on offense and special teams has really changed this game around as Grand Valley's up 14-10. We'll see if it can translate over to the defense and see if they can continue to create some havoc here as they've done here in the second quarter.
It's Bryce Colson. We saw him slip on a go route as a receiver earlier in the game, trying to draw pass interference. And man, that kick coverage for GVSU has a chance to be really special with all those burners out there.
They've got a lot of starters out there that have played running back, that play corner, that play kick return. I mean, they've got some players out there that love to be on that special teams crew.
So for the first time tonight, the Yellow Jackets facing a deficit.
Number 7 for Black Hills State is now number 44.
We have a number change. Number 7 is now number 44 for Black Hills State. I believe that's Cooper Brown, their defensive end, had to change numbers. So here's Doobie out of the gun from his own 11. Handoff left side, nowhere to go. You're starting to see the adjustments made by GVSU as Goods may have lost a yard back to the 10.
Yeah, a combination of adjustments by that defensive front and that defensive coordinator, Jim Lewis, also with the depth and the guys that they're able to bring in. They continue to bring in 4 different defensive tackles and bring in more defensive linemen and at the linebacking core as well. So they've got tremendous depth. So as the game progresses, you're going to see Grand Valley very, very fresh.
2nd and 11. The Yellow Jackets all of a sudden are retreating a little bit. On the snap, Doobie sets, throws over the middle. He had his man, but he led him too far. It's incomplete. Beating the coverage was Gavin Porch, Jr. out of Long Beach, and Doobie just led him too far.
Yeah, and there was a throw Doobie he didn't step into, threw it off his back foot. I don't know if he felt some pressure, saw it coming from the outside, but you see it right here. When he throws it, kind of throws it off his back foot, doesn't really step into the throw, and that ball sails on him a little bit, and just over the stretches of his wide receiver. You talk about Gavin Porch, 5'10", 185 pounds. You got to put it on target there.
Well, let's see what GVSU does here on 3rd and long. Play clock's already under 5. They go empty. 2, 1, false start. That'll take it down to the 5-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets are starting to feel the pressure cooker that is Lovers Stadium.
Number 73.
You know, it's very ironic talking with Coach Wooster this week. He's keep talking about what a great start that this football team gets into, and then they fall into a lull. They got to a great start last week, and then a little bit of a lull. Completely the opposite this week. A little bit of a slow start, and now that lull that has happened in the past is now just a fury of excitement and a fury of great football for the Lakers.
3rd and long. They got to get it out to the 21, so 3rd and 16. A lot of movement in the defensive backfield again for GVSU. They show an overload blitz. They only rush 3. Doobie with time to his running back. It's behind the intended target, Davis. Through his hands, incomplete. And Black Hill State, Bob, is going to have to punt deep in their own end zone.
Yeah, and that ball was thrown behind his running back. Not a great throw by Doobie. We've seen him be on target all night long, and now these last 2 or 3 throws that he's had, whether he's feeling the pressure or trying to get rid of the ball a little bit too quick, this one you see is just thrown right behind his running back, but he catches that. He has absolutely nowhere to go. The Lakers were there ready to pounce.
It's actually Goods out of the backfield, and here's Mason Crosby again with that bum hamstring. Set to punt, heels almost to the back of the end zone. Here comes the rush again. It's not a very deep kick. Alex McLean didn't signal for a fair catch, and he's met immediately and going backwards. We'll see where the forward progress stops him. It's in Yellow Jacket territory, and he lost a few yards back to the 44, but the Lakers have outstanding field position when we come back. They lead at 14-10 halfway through the second. Here from Lovers Stadium on a beautiful Saturday night for some football.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the vest.
Before the fall. Before the new routine. Before the exam. The cast. The all clear. And the expiration date. You need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
New quarterback for Grand Valley State as we're back live. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. It's Brady Drogosh. We saw him in spurts last week as a runner, only threw it once.
And that's
he's
exactly what you said, and the defense is making signals right now, recognizing that the new quarterback's in. Watch them loading up the box right now, looking for the run.
They go empty here. Drogosh, hard count. He's going to drop back and throw. Sets, throws. Down the field he goes to Shinrock. He had his man beat, and the throw is just out of his reach. Couldn't pull it in over the shoulder. Incomplete. Pretty good throw.
I love the play call, too. I mean, like I said, they were signaling to each other. They loaded up the box, went one-on-one coverage on the outside. Just can't connect right there on a throw over the back shoulder. Not a horrible throw, but a tough catch right there for Shinrock.
So 2nd and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 44-yard line. Now you have Derek Woods at running back next to Drogosh. Ready to go. Here's the snap. It's going to be a keeper by Drogosh, right side, and he got tripped up. Oh, if he would have escaped that tackler, he may have still been running to the end zone. That's a great tackle on the backside. 3-yard pickup, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, like you said, Dave Bissell, the defensive lineman on the outside, just a shoestring tackle right there. Stops what would have been a huge play for the Lakers. A great tackle right there. Now 3rd and long situation. Be interesting to see. We got a new quarterback in. Schuster's back in on this 3rd and long situation.
From the 41 now, out of the pistol. Running back flips over to the left side. Black Hills State shows blitz. Wide receiver goes in motion. Play action fake with time. Sets, throws out of the backfield. Running back is wide open and scampering out of bounds for a first down for GVSU is Kenneth Jones for his first touch of the game.
Love that play call by Ian Shoemaker, the offensive coordinator. Really a little play action pass. Kind of looks at the confusion downside, sneaks the running back out into the flat, and a big first down for the Lakers.
Now they go tempo, empty. Schuster, short drop. Over the middle he goes. He's got his man in stride over the middle of the field for another first down, getting spun down just shy of the 20-yard line. Good pitch and catch there, pulled in by Kenyon Owens, sophomore out of Dayton. And now here they go with more tempo.
The tempo's going, and how many different receivers is Schuster going to hit tonight?
So first down from the 22. Empty again, Schuster. Short drop. Flush to his left. On the run, he throws out of the reach of Shinrock again. Different quarterback. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Just can't make that connection. I think Schuster, if he had kept running a little bit, would have given his receiver a little bit more time to create separation. He had some time moving away from that rush, but got rid of it just a little bit too early because that rush from the Yellow Jackets forced him to get rid of the ball a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
Kenneth Jones stays in at running back for GVSU on 2nd and 10. Lakers looking for a 2-possession lead here with a touchdown. Schuster's ready. Sends Shinrock in motion to the backfield. And they'll throw it to him on a bubble screen to the wide side. He's got blockers. Down the sideline he goes. Hurdles the defender. Dives inside the pylon. He's in. Touchdown GVSU. Hold on, we've got a flag.
Yeah, they're going to go a holding on the outside, and I'm not sure if that was a holding as much as it was a dominant block that looked like a tackle, but great blocking on the outside. We'll get a really good look at it here as this play develops. Shinrock on the outside, and watch the receiver on the outside. Just some good tussling. And I think, yeah, at the end there, just a little bit too much jersey pulling, and the defensive back kind of falls backwards.
Offense.
It's a spot foul,
3.
so
10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay.
I think it's going to be
down.
like 1st and 5, 6 yards, something like that. It was on Donovan Johnson, like you said.
Correction.
A lot of
Second
jersey
down.
pulling on both sides. Those 50-50 calls sometimes go against you.
the problem is when you're blocking like that and you're blocking downfield and try to hold it that long, but when you get a guy that's all of a sudden he's on his heels, you got to let him go. And when you start to go back and go over the top of him, it looks like you're tackling, even though it was a phenomenal block on the outside right there. And that's something that he'll take a look at and learn from watching film.
Griffin Shinrock cannot catch a break on this series.
No, he can't.
Man. So it's actually going to be second and, my hunch was correct, about 6, a long 6. On the snap, little misdirection to the short side. Kenneth Jones has nowhere to go. He's brought down for a loss close to the original line of scrimmage. He lost 3. It's going to be 3rd and 9, and all of a sudden GVSU's going backwards.
Yeah, Wes Koenig, the linebacker, does a nice job of initially bringing him down. He got help from Jack Gentile, the defensive back, and just a great read right there. A little counter action, trying to pull the guard to the outside. And again, this is a defense that's really, really good at disciplined defense and staying in their lanes.
So 3rd and 9. Tight end. Bob's over in motion. That's Fertney. 10 on the play clock. Schuster sees just a 3-man rush. He drops back, steps up, throws deep into the end zone. Jump ball. It's over the head of Lynn Weichel and the defender. Incomplete as Schuster took a pop as he released the football. It's 4th down. Here comes Basic on for another field goal attempt.
Yeah, that was a great job of just applying pressure there. Just a 3-man rush, but they got to the quarterback as he tried to release. Schuster does a nice job of climbing the pocket, avoiding the rush on the outside. But when he steps into right here is just a defensive lineman that gets a little bit of pressure on him as he's trying to release the football, and it just flies harmlessly into the end zone.
Oh, look at this. Black Hills State had too many men on the field. They had to burn a timeout.
Timeout.
Basic was on to attempt a 39-yard kick. His first one was blocked earlier. So GVSU looking to take a touchdown lead as we keep it here.
And that block, we talked about it earlier, came from the outside, and that's very unusual for that timing to have somebody be able to come from the outside to make that block. But I think a lot of that had to do with the play clock running down and the timing that jet had from the outside to make that play. Grand Valley can just do a little better job of clock management right there, getting it off so they don't get that jump from the outside. Usually you see a block, it's coming from the middle.
This Black Hills State team picked to finish tied for 5th in the GMAC this year with their rival South Dakota Mines, which by the way has one of the best nicknames in all of college football. You know what it is?
Gosh, I'm so good at this game.
It's their rival.
Blackjack? I have no idea.
The Hard Rockers of South Dakota Mines. What a nickname. Don't ask me what the meaning is.
Yeah.
People can Google search it. So here we go. 39-yard kick from the left hash. Hold is down. Kick is up by Basic. Wow. And he zips it through the uprights with ease. It's good. So we keep it here. It's now a touchdown lead, Bob. 17-10 GVSU. They've scored the last 17 points.
Yeah, they've done a great job of rebounding from a slow start. And you and I talked about it earlier in the broadcast, how Coach Wooster and his staff have talked about getting off to these really good early starts and then having a lull in the second and maybe the third quarter. Not today. Today, a little bit of a slow start and really having a great second quarter and bouncing back. Now it's about the middle 8. Coach Wooster and I talked about it the last 4 minutes, the first half, the first 4 of the second half. Grand Valley is going to get the ball to start the second half as they did last week. How can you finish out that first half in those last 4 minutes? And then how do you start the third quarter to really create and manage that tempo of this game?
Yes, wrapping up my thoughts on the rivalry that Black Hills State has with South Dakota Mines. They play in what they call the Black Hills Brawl, the battle for the home stake trophy. And this year, it's going to be the 140th all-time meeting between those two rivals.
I had a feeling it went back a ways.
A long time, real long time.
That's awesome.
So the Laker defense about to go back to work. Here's the approach and the kick by Basic. And he just booms it. My goodness, what a foot. Is it going to stay in bounds? No. Too much draw on that kick. And it just couldn't reach the end zone. It was another big kick. But the Yellow Jackets are going to have really good field position here.
First down.
Yeah, one of the few mistakes that Basics has made this year. He's been so good on the kickoffs. His field goals, was it a 54-yarder last week that had the leg, just pulled it a little bit left and then came back and put one up off the outright, kicked it in good. And he's such a solid weapon for Grand Valley in the kicking game.
Well, now Black Hills State, they've been stuck in the mud the last couple of drives offensively. They need to swing the momentum here with this drive.
Well, they've had poor field position on both of their last drives. Now they've got good field position. Let's see if that creates a little bit more momentum for them and a little bit more positivity in their offense.
Luke Doobie, the quarterback, sends his receiver in motion. Here's that pop pass. Chakura to the wide side, gets strung out, and he is dropped immediately. Around the 30-yard line for a loss. There's Deontay Pippin closing the gap quickly.
Deontay Pippin comes up and makes a great tackle, but watch Jimmy Downs as well, just trailing from the outside. You see right there almost a tackle in the backfield, and nowhere for Chakura to really cut back, as that's what they want to do on those plays sometimes when that pressure's coming from the outside. And Jimmy Downs does a great job of applying pressure from the inside out.
Lost 5 yards, back to their 30. Play clock's already down to 10 on 2nd and 15. 4-man front for GVSU. Doobie takes the snap. Drops, sets, throws over the middle on the post. He's got his man. That's Chakura. And he lost it going to the ground. It's loose, and GVSU falls on it.
Wow.
It's a fumble, and the Laker defense comes up with a turnover. They're still battling for it. Yes, it's Laker football. That's just not giving up on the play right there.
That is a great job of tackling the football, but what a connection right there by Doobie and Chikora. We talked about that connection that they've had, and just an on-spot ball. Chikora does a great job of actually, when he catches the ball, stepping inside to avoid the tackle and getting some extra yards, but just doesn't hang onto the football. As it looks like Coach Bresky might be throwing the challenge flag to see if he's down prior to that ball coming out, and we'll take a good look at it right here. And
they are challenging it.
Black Hills State is
can't
challenging
see it right
ruling
there,
on the field of a
Bang,
fumble.
bang play. See if we can get another angle. But again, the call on the field is most important.
Yeah.
They ruled it a fumble and a recovery by GVSU. They won the first challenge in the beginning moments of the football game.
Well, if you're Coach Bresky, you've already won one challenge, so you still have 2 left, and you still have both timeouts left. You really have nothing to lose right here with the momentum really moving in Grand Valley's way, and you get a big play like that moving into Grand Valley territory. See if we get a good look at it here, coming from the backside. Yeah, that ball's coming out, and
that's
what a
great
effort right there. And that's Tommy Barnett.
Yep.
What a story he is, man. He's a guy that's been in this program for quite a while, really hasn't had his opportunity, got some playing time last year, and this year been named a captain, and the coaches absolutely love him and his hard work and what he's able to do to this program.
He's just a great story of just continuing to work while you wait for your opportunity.
That's it. You talk about, and he was great. He was on the radio show this week and had some conversations with Jim Lewis, and Jim Lewis kept asking him, what made you keep coming back? And he said it was the brotherhood. It's the teammates and the guys that he lives with, Jimmy Downs, and I think Shinrock is one of his roommates in the past, and some of the guys that and that's exactly what it is. It is a brotherhood, and this is hard. College football is hard. College sports are hard. And to be able to really give all that effort every single year and really not get on that field and make an opportunity to get to play, and then to get your opportunity now and to take advantage of it, he did a great job right there. And that's effort right there. That's nothing but effort, just chasing down that play, coming from the backside and forcing that fumble.
Well, barring a major plot twist, Black Hills State is going to definitely lose this challenge. But it was a great look by the boys in the truck. Best crew in the business.
Are you kidding me? So good.
Yeah. So GVSU will get the ball, and that's big because that would have been a momentum swing for Black Hills State, completing a 2nd and long opportunity, and their best receiver, he's going to want that opportunity back. Here it is again.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Great job of swarming the football, and there he is right there, number 53, Tommy Barnett, coming from the backside, hitting that ball out of bounds well before anything comes out, and then that's all about the recovery now. They've already called it on the field, Grand Valley recovery. You see it right there, a clear recovery for Grand Valley. Now, with exactly 4 minutes and 1 second, we talk about the last first four. If Grand Valley can move this ball down the field and get some points, then get the ball in the second half and do the same, it's something that really is a backbreaker for Black Hills, who's come out here and played a great football game thus far.
Just looking around the GLIAC real quick. Last week we talked about teams that played week 0. Forgot to mention that Wayne State also did not play week 0 along with Roosevelt. We mentioned Roosevelt, not Wayne State. So Wayne State had their first game on Thursday. Really tough go against a really good Tiffin team out of the GMAC. Yeah. And then today, Ferris State, no issues with Lake Erie. Saginaw Valley State, tell you what, they were a little steamed after losing to Northeastern State. They really took it to Gannon today. So far, and I think Roosevelt was able to squeeze one out late against Quincy. So Roosevelt in their season opener, they're 1-0. And Northern Michigan, I saw fell, Bob, another tough one for them by a possession or less against Northwood. So they're off to a tough 0-2 start. Here comes the call, and like I said, this is going to be Grand Valley State football here. It's just a moot point as they're kind of delaying the inevitable.
Some of the things, they got to check clock. They got to check where it is on the field.
After
There's a bunch of things they're looking at.
Ruling on the field and they are out of reviews for the remainder of the game.
As Coach Bresky for Black Hills State flashes a wry smile, I'm not sure he, sometimes when you're a coach, you get that knee-jerk reaction to throw the flag.
Yeah. Well, you look at what they have to view. You know, their coaching staff's up here. They don't have the review, but you know, the scoreboard that they have here in our north end zone is one of the biggest in Division II football. And if you just kind of have the opportunity to take a look at that, you can really see that play.
So here come the Lakers up by a touchdown. Schuster sends a receiver in motion, and Weichel drops back out of the backfield. He's got Usma Harper, and he is met immediately and dropped after a 2-yard pickup. Plenty of time, your full complement of timeouts. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Cole Marquez on the tackle right there. Does a nice job of running with the back out of the backfield and making a nice tackle. But like you said, this is a 4-minute offense. It's a little bit different than your 2-minute offense. You want to be in not a hurry, but you want to definitely make sure that you have a rhythm going.
Usma Harper stays in at running back to the left of Schuster. Claps takes the snap. Here comes a blitz. Pocket holds momentarily. Now he steps up. He's going to tuck it and run. Slithering his way through the traffic. Diving close to the sticks. Did he get it? I think he's right at the sticks. Yes, he got a first down. Good improvisation there by Schuster. With some bodies coming at him. And they'll run some tempo again at the Yellow Jacket 49-yard line. Down to 3 minutes to go in the first half.
And what a pocket presence Schuster has, Andrew. Just climbing that pocket and just having a great job of keeping his eyes downfield.
Schuster drops back now on a slant route. He had Weichel, and it goes right through his hands. Lynn Weichel would like to have that one back. I think he saw the green turf in front of him looking for 6, and he lost his focus.
Well, it was either that or number 25, the safety coming over the top. Beto Lidozma was right there ready to make a play, and I think Lynn Weichel kind of took his eyes off the ball just for a second there.
So 2nd and 10. Again, GVSU goes right to the line of scrimmage. Kellen Reed goes in motion. They'll feed him on the jet sweep to the short side. Not much room there as he's crunched out of bounds. 1, maybe 2 yards. That's it. Just a yard. So now it's 3rd and 9 for GVSU.
The Yellow Jackets bringing in their nickel package on this 3rd and long situation. Exchange 1 defensive end and then bring in 2 more defensive backs.
Clock is down to 2:30 and ticking. They're going to have to get 1 more snap off before the 2-minute timeout.
Grand Valley with all 3 timeouts as well.
Usma Harper, the running back, still. They're showing blitz. Kellen Reed going in motion through the formation. Here comes the blitz. Pocket holds. Now he's got to throw it on a wheel route down the sideline. Adjusting and unable to come up with it is Kellen Reed. Incomplete. And Schuster took another shot as he released the football. 1-on-1, and Kellen Reed just couldn't adjust to the football.
Shaheem Roper right there on the coverage. What a great job of staying with this play. It looked like for a minute that Kellen Reed was going to be able to make a play, and Roper does a great job of turning his head right there and knocking that ball out with his left hand. Great job defensively right there for the Yellow Jackets, and they stand tall right there. And then we'll have 2 minutes. We'll see what their 2-minute offense looks like as Grand Valley's punt team comes out to punt the ball away.
This is their first punt of the night, believe it or not. Hergich, the punter. Returner for Black Hills State, parked around his 10. Not much of a rush, puts the nose down, end over end kick. It's going to touch around the 10, take a GVSU roll. Great coffin corner kick as doing the Conor McGregor strut is Trace Hergich as it's inside the 5, down at the 3, out of bounds as we go to break. There's that beauty of a punt. Yellow Jackets are backed up. Under 2 to go. Lakers up by 7 on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Grit, determination, dedication. All the things you would find in a champion. In other words, all the things you would find in a Laker. The 616 is the home of the Lakers. It's where champions are built. We need to help shape our next chapter. Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to join our team? Support GVSU Athletics today. Anchor up.
Late in the first half here in Allendale. I think I see a full moon off in the distance there. Clouds covering it partially. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. 17-10 Lakers. Black Hills State with the ball, but they're pinned deep at their own 3-yard line. And again, we talked about it earlier, Bob. GVSU has all 3 timeouts left.
They do, and it looks like Doobie's going to be under center for the first time today, and it'll be interesting to see if they just try to milk out this clock and if Grand Valley uses their timeouts.
Hard count. Receiver goes in motion. Play action fake. And leaking out of the backfield was the fullback, and dropping it was Colby Dirks, redshirt freshman out of Wyoming, and yeah, he just couldn't pull it in.
Well, it doesn't look like a play that he's used to catching very often. Not something they bring out the playbook really well, and Doobie does not do a really good job of getting it out in front of a non-receiving fullback right there, and it stops the clock for Grand Valley, gives them another opportunity to use their timeouts to get the ball back here.
Yeah, again under center is Doobie. There's the full moon. Great shot, boys. 2nd and 10 from their 3. Receiver goes in motion again. It's an offset I formation. They'll hand it off, and there's not much there. Maybe a yard, and that's about it. Timeout GVSU. He got a half yard. That's it. It's going to be 3rd and long. And the clock stops with 1:44 left in the half.
Yeah, this is a tough call right now for Black Hills offensive coordinator David Schramm and head coach Shad Bresky. It's like, do you want to take the chance of throwing the football in an incomplete pass that will stop the clock again, or kind of run out the clock, force Grand Valley? But there's field position to play too, so this will be a really interesting call here on 3rd and long at your 4-yard line.
And the other thing is too, GVSU gets the ball to start the second half.
You did a great job defensively in that last 4, forcing Grand Valley to punt the ball. You got the ball. Great job by Hergic, pinning you deep. That 1st and down play, throwing that incomplete pass, really was the tone of this defense right here.
Well, we've already seen some weird things happen in this game.
Yes, we have.
Is there more on tap? It's 3rd and 9 for the Yellow Jackets at their own 4. Like you said, Bob, we'll see how conservative the Yellow Jackets get.
Well, they're going to be in shotgun here. It tells you that they're going to try to throw the ball, look for a conservative pass, either to one of the tight ends coming crossing route, or the running back out of the backfield.
Drops back. Finds his tight end, who had a slew of catches early. He gets across the 5, short of the 10, well short of the 1st down on the completion there. Once again to Thomas Maybe, and GVSU defensively holds, and they burn their 2nd timeout.
A great defensive stand, and that was the conservative pass I was telling you about. It's going to either be a crossing route or the tight end or the running back leaking out. You want to do something quick. You don't want to hold on to the ball too long out there, as Grand Valley had their ears pinned back, and get the ball out to your tight end. But like I said, short gain, and Grand Valley using their 2nd timeout. They'll have a timeout and great field position here.
It's a good job of high-lowing the bigger man there by a couple of DBs for GVSU. And you see the gorgeous background here in Allendale.
Beautiful night here in
Absolutely.
West Michigan.
Last home game for roughly a month for GVSU. With the wonky schedule coming up, couple of bye weeks consecutively. They go on the road to the Jungle next week to take on Pitt State. See if we can get a score update from Pitt State. They were at Central Oklahoma, so next week for Pitt State, Bob, will be their home opener. So here's the punt. Not much of a rush. Short kick. McLean may have hit a Laker off his foot. It's going to roll out of bounds, though. I think it hit the foot of McLean trying to run up for the fair catch. There was a lot of traffic, and the Lakers may have caught a big break. They did.
And that ball snuck out of bounds after going off, we think, a Lakers foot. And they're going to have great field position here with 1:30 and a timeout. Get a good look at it right here. McLean's trying to make the fair catch, and it was actually one of his blockers that got caught up in the foot. That's
might have been Kellen Russell Dixon. There's a couple of 4s on GVSU.
Yeah,
it's either
Pippin
or Russell Dixon. Nevertheless, GVSU's got it at the Black Hills 30-yard line with 90 seconds left in the half and a timeout. Schuster out of the gun. Looks at a 4-man front. And now one of the wide receivers moves for GVSU. It's one of the big tight ends that was actually split out on the formation.
Looked like just a little bit of movement by Evan Furtney there on the outside. And Oh, no, Kellen Reed, they're saying. It's a little bit of a flinch on the outside, and these are those mistakes that Coach Wooster said that they're the mental mistakes, the 5-yard penalties, whether it's delayed games or offsides, lining up offsides like Grand Valley did last week defensively, here jumping. These are the penalties that really break the momentum of an offense.
Now 1st and 15 from the 35. Schuster takes the snap. Deep drop. Sets, throws down the seam. It didn't get to Kellen Reed. Again, he takes another hit to Schuster. Ball doesn't get to Reed. It's incomplete, 2nd and 15. Boy, this defensive front for Black Hills State has given the offensive line for GVSU some fits.
Yeah, I think that was Kellen Collier there. The fire hydrant in the middle there. I had a chance to stand next to him in pregame, and he is wide. He is a big, big guy, and he's got leverage there. He's listed at 5'10", but he does a good job of putting pressure there, making Schuster get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Preseason All-RMAC defensive member. On 2nd and long, Schuster steps up, and the pocket closes, and he is dropped for a sack to the 42-yard line. And what started out as really, really good field position for GVSU at the 30, they lost 12 yards.
Isaiah Morales there on the sack, and that was just a 4-man rush. They didn't blitz, they didn't do anything. They just did a little bit of a stunt inside. They brought the defensive ends inside, looped the tackles to the outside. Enough confusion for Grand Valley's offensive line up front. And like you said, 3rd and forever now. Grand Valley just now trying to get field position and be able to give Basic an opportunity to kick a field goal.
3rd and 22. Down to 45 seconds. Schuster takes a snap, drops back on the screen. He's got it complete to Usma Harper with some blockers, picking his way through the traffic. And he's getting into field goal range as he tiptoes out of bounds inside the 35 down to about the 33.
A really nice call there by Ian Shoemaker. A little screen. They're bringing their pressure as they've done. Just sneak the running back right there out to the outside, get a couple of linemen up front. Decent blocking downfield, and Usman Hopper does a nice job of using that sidelines and getting out of bounds.
It's going to be a 51-yard kick for Basic. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He's got the leg for it, that's for sure. Trying to make it a 10-point lead. Snap is high, the hold is down, the kick is up, and he snap hooked it. We do have a flag down, it's returnable. There was a return man in the end zone. What's the flag all about? Here comes the return man down the sideline. Another flag comes in. There's a Laker shaken up, and finally getting tumbled down is Colson. Now the back judge threw the first flag. That indicates maybe too many men on the field.
And then a blindside block on the other side against the Yellow Jackets. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It'll be interesting how this all shakes out. Grand Valley may be in business.
This is a big call here if it's too many men on Black Hills State, because the back judge immediately threw the flag.
When you talk about the snap, the high snap really threw off the timing of everything right there. It looked like Basic did a little stutter step to get the timing.
A lot going on there. Again, the snap was high. Bob is counting real quick.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, they got 11 right up front there with a 12
too many.
guy.
Fouls on the play, both by the receiving team. Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 41. That penalty is declined. Illegal substitution also on the defense. 12 players in formation at the snap. That penalty would be accepted. 5 yards from their previous spot. Replay, 4th down.
So they'll retry the kick. Hang on, we got another conversation. The back judge who threw the flag immediately sprinted up to the head referee.
Yeah, is that an automatic first down?
I was wondering that myself.
Or can they?
Let's see.
Well, if you take the illegal block, you give up the possession.
It's been a long first half. We've seen it all in the opening 30 minutes. Now we're going to have another conversation. Basics back on the field. It is not an automatic first down. Now it's going to shorten the field goal attempt by 5 yards. It's now going to be, do the math here, 46 yards for Basic. Let's see if the snap is better. Trying to make it 20-10. We're ready to go. Take 2 of field goal attempt number 3 on the night for Basic. Snap is high. The hold gets down. There's no rush. The kick is up. He drives it right through the uprights. It's good. 20-10 Lakers with 16 seconds to go in the half.
Wow. You talk about penalties and how when penalties are exchanged for points, it drives the coaching staff crazy. Coach Bresky and his staff got to be just livid that they didn't have the right number of players out on that field. I like the fact that they put a guy back there because it gives you an opportunity to make a big play, but you got to make sure you have the right number of guys out there, and a big break for Grand Valley. Try two is good for Trace Hergic. Now he's 2 for 3, and that one that he did miss was blocked, so he's having a heck of a year.
Tell you what, Bob, we've been doing this together now. This is our 3rd season, and we've seen some wild games. Oh, now we got a knucklehead on the field. Security eventually will tell him good night.
Let him go.
And he might get away, actually. There he goes. Well, all right. Like I said, I mean, perfect timing. There's a full moon. We've seen it all.
The full moon is out. Our camera crew's identifying him.
Now we got a student that's had too much of a good time, and we're not even a half into the football game. Here's basics kick. We're back to football. It's a directional kick, pooch kick, fair catches signal, and made around the 26. Well, GVSU was able to recover a couple of loose directional kicks last week against Lincoln. That time Black Hills State was aware.
That's what film will do for you, right? Yeah. They saw a couple of them last week. Grand Valley recovered 2 of them, and very astutely the fair catch signal comes up, and you have to allow the receiving team to make that easy fair catch right there, and I'm assuming Black Hills will come out here with their victory formation to run out this clock.
And they will. Again, GVSU will get the ball to start the second half. There's the knee, and that's going to do it for the opening half of play. Bob, your thoughts on the first half?
Crazy first half, like you said, up and down. Slow start for the Lakers. They're used to getting off to these hot starts. Black Hills came in and did a great job of their first drive, getting some points on the board, and then taking advantage of a turnover by Grand Valley in a short field and scoring that touchdown. But again, Grand Valley responds, and they respond with 20 unanswered points and do a very, very good job here in the first half. And they'll get that ball, like you said, to start that second half, and that'll go a long way to create the momentum and see what happens here in the second half.
Yellow Jackets scored the first 10 points of the game. GVSU rattled off the next 20. 20-10 GVSU at the half inside Lubbers Stadium. Our halftime coverage is coming your way next here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Are you planning a group event, a business trip, family reunion, club, or church outing? Would you rather take 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Less is more with Cardinal Buses. More relaxing, more comfortable, more economical, and more earth-friendly. Let Cardinal Buses show you how easy they can get you there. Get on board, sit back, and relax. Cardinal Buses will take care of tolls, traffic, and parking so you can just have fun. You do the math. 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Cardinal Buses. There's no better way to go.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive
Please
as you
start
think.
the clock
Keeping the best.
for halftime.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
In West Michigan, true strength comes from within our neighborhoods, from businesses lending a hand to dedicated nonprofits. 8 West is proud to live local and give local. These are the stories of commitment, compassion, and the power of giving back right here in our own backyard. Discover the spirit of generosity that makes West Michigan so special. Don't miss Live Local, Give Local each week on 8 West, proudly supported by Firekeepers Casino Hotel.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
As we catch our breath and enter halftime inside Lover Stadium, Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell, number 3 GVSU, is doubling up Black Hills State 20-10 as we roll through the first half highlights, Bob. And Black Hills State really came out confident, and they built an early 10-0 lead.
They did, and they came out running the football, which we didn't really expect. Did a good job of throwing the football as well, but they, last week, all passing, not a lot of running. They came out and did a great job. They pass interference call right there, but they were able to move the football down the field in that first drive and set up a field goal attempt.
Yeah, made it 3-0 here. That high snap was brought down beautifully by the holder, and then Andrew Schuster on their first drive on third down fumbles it. Yellow Jackets recover, and they eventually make GVSU pay.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets have done a great job of applying pressure to Schuster. He's been sacked 3 times in the first half. There, the fumble sets up the short yardage situation right there, and there's that Doobie to Chamura connection, and again for the touchdown. These guys connected 3 times last week for a touchdown, but Grand Valley answers very, very quickly here. Really got the momentum going in the second half.
Yeah,
play action pass right there.
Just some beautiful throws on the run. There's Kellen Reed that sets up this touchdown connection. Schuster to Lynn Weichel, and we see the speed that this wide receiver core can possess. Then eventually on the next possession, a muffed long snap to the punter eventually leads to disaster, and then GVSU eventually is able to work their way down the field, and another deep ball connection, this time Sean Bird, Bob.
Yeah, this is the big connection. You talk about the speed and the athletic ability of these wide receivers. Big wide receiver at 6'3", 204 pounds right there. Gets the outside, beats his guy using his physical ability. And Grand Valley again in action here, setting up another field goal opportunity.
Yeah, Matthew Basic had his name called a lot there with a couple of field goals, especially in the second quarter. And here's just a great hustle play. Tommy Barnett creates the fumble. GVSU pounces on it, but give credit to the Yellow Jackets defense. They gave a couple of big shots to Andrew Schuster, especially late in the first half, and eventually GVSU, courtesy of a penalty, too many men on the field, led to Basic's second field goal. He's 2 for 3 to make it 20-10. Bob, I have not much else to say about that first half. I think we've used every descriptive word possible.
I think it's one of those things that you get an unknown opponent that's coming in. You're trying to get a read, trying to get a feel for him. It took Grand Valley a while defensively to try to figure out exactly what they were doing. I think they've done a really good job from the onset, holding them to 10 initial points and shutting them out there in the second quarter. But again, this team is used to playing really good football in the RMAC. They're not intimidated coming into an environment like at Lover Stadium, and it showed as they were explosive early. But again, the adjustments Grand Valley's been able to make, and I think one of the things that we don't talk enough about is the depth that Grand Valley has. That defensive line, the offensive line. Talked to Coach Bez before the game. He's got his 5 starters from last week, but he's got 2 or 3 guys back. He said they're going to play 7 or 8. So that depth, along with the running backs and the receivers and the linebacking core, we'll see if that holds true, and Grand Valley comes out in the second half and really is able to take advantage of that depth.
What's surprising is GVSU ran the ball 11 times, 10 yards.
Yeah, that's not going to make Coach Wooster's offense very happy at all. They're a team that really wants to dominate the line of scrimmage, and this is a stout defense. When we talked about it, their defensive line and the discipline, and they stay in their lanes. You're not going to really, the misdirection, trying to get those jet sweeps, the sweeps to Kellen Reed to the outside or anything. They do a good job of staying in their base and really not getting out leveraged.
As we go to break here, the only thing we didn't do in the first half, Bob, was howl at the full moon. Maybe we'll do that in this timeout. Again, 20-10 at the half, GVSU on top. More halftime coverage is coming your way next here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Do you know who the president is?
I don't know who the president is.
Look at all the stuff you got.
Welcome to the 2025 GVSU Laker Kickoff.
You have the ability to make it your own, whatever you choose, and we will support you. You are now a part of the Laker family. Let's go Lakers!
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU Athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Are you planning a group event, a business trip, family reunion, club, or church outing? Would you rather take 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Less is more with Cardinal buses. More relaxing, more comfortable, more economical, and more earth-friendly. Let Cardinal buses show you how easy they can get you there. Get on board, sit back, and relax. Cardinal buses will take care of tolls, traffic, and parking so you could just have fun. You do the math. 20 cars or 1 motor coach? Cardinal buses. There's no better way to go.
fall. Before the new routine. Before the exam. The cast. The all clear. And the expiration date. You need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
Continuing our halftime coverage from Allendale, Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, 20-10 GVSU on top. Only night home game of the season for the Lakers. And Bob, as we look at the first half stats from the opening 30 minutes of play, what sticks out in your eye?
I think the biggest thing, the time of possession was really leaning once ahead. Grand Valley did a nice job of catching that up. But one of the stats that's not showing up on here is Grand Valley's third down conversion, only 1 of 6, and being very inefficient on third down and not being able to move those chains early on in the game. Very happy. So they're going to have to figure out a way to establish that run. We talked about the offensive line and getting the depth and getting more guys involved. Is the continuity not there yet? When you start adding and mixing in new guys up front there, that might be an issue. So it'll be interesting to see if Grand Valley comes out and tries to establish that run a little bit more. We saw what they did defensively, though. Phenomenal job, minus 12 yards rushing against the Black Hills there. So Grand Valley's defense is doing the job at the line of scrimmage.
Again, 20-10 is our halftime score. GVSU on top of Black Hills State. Another timeout. When we come back, we're inching closer to second half action. We'll get the halftime thoughts from head coach Scott Wooster in just a few moments as well, as you're tuning in live on a Saturday evening to the Grand Valley Sports Network.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Grit, determination, dedication. All the things you would find in a champion. In other words, all the things you would find in a Laker. The 616 is the home of the Lakers. It's where champions are built. We need to help shape our next chapter. Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to join our team? Support GVSU Athletics today. Anchor up.
Yeah, he sheds a little. And he barks at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy? Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Hey cord cutters, do you feel like you're missing out on local news and weather coverage that matters to you?
Are you tired of watching Wood TV 8 on a tiny screen?
The wait is over. Put Wood TV back on your TV.
Wood TV Plus delivers live, local content from News 8.
Accurate weather coverage from Storm Team 8.
Along with local sports and lifestyle content that you've been missing.
It's Wood TV Plus, available to download free now on your TV.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Just a couple moments away from getting the halftime thoughts from head coach Scott Wooster as we're back live, wrapping up our halftime coverage. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, kicking off the month of September, even though it feels like mid to late October. I know it's supposed to warm up here in the West Michigan area over the next week or so back to the 70s, but before we get the thoughts of Coach Wooster, Bob, the schedule coming up for GVSU, they're going down to Carney Smith Stadium in Pittsburgh, Kansas to take on the Gorillas, and we did get a scoreboard update. Pitt State lost their first game up in Big Rapids to Ferris State. Now they're at Central Oklahoma, and you've got a score to report from that.
Yeah, it looks like they're down 14-3 with 5:19 left in the second quarter, and just a tough schedule for Pitt State coming out of the gauntlet right now. You know, facing number 1 Ferris State at Ferris, then going down to number 5 UCO, University of Central Oklahoma, which is a great team, great passing team, and then hosting Grand Valley next week. So a really tough start for them. They played a pretty good game against Ferris last week on an early Thursday week 0 situation as we see Coach Wooster coming to the microphone. But yeah, Grand Valley is going to have their hands full next week, win or lose Pitt State this weekend.
Yeah, it's the home opener for Pitt State next week. And then after that, Bob, 2 straight Saturdays off before they begin GLIAC play here at Lubbers Stadium against Davenport Crosstown Showdown. I do believe we have Coach Rooster ready to go. Christiana Rosa, take it away.
Coach, just 11 rushing yards in the first half. What are you going to do, wake up the offense in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, that's just not us, right? Just not us. 25 years as an offensive line coach, we got 11 yards. So we got to run the ball, right? I think we got some ways to do that. Obviously, quarterback, we got to protect him as well, but it starts with running the football.
You always talk about playing smart, minimizing the mistakes and penalties. What did you talk to your guys about specifically?
I think the biggest thing was we wanted to start fast. We didn't do that. I love the response, but every single time we got rolling a little bit, there was that mistake. Run pops, they hit an explosive play. We take a sack, some uncharacteristic mistakes, some week 0 mistakes that we're making in week 1. So just play smarter right now, yep.
Black Hill State came out explosive. What are you going to do to silence them this second half?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is they're getting some, they're not getting a ton of yards, but they're getting some yards in the run. So eliminate that run, make them one-dimensional, and then go to work there.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Christiana. As we wind down our halftime coverage, GVSU will get the football to start the second half. Bob, some quick keys, especially for GVSU going into the second 30 minutes of play.
I think Coach Wooster said it right there, dominate the line of scrimmage. They got to be a little bit more dominant offensively on that offensive line, not only in the run game, but also in pass protection. Whether or not we see a mix of offensive linemen there, they stay with that starting 5, the group that played last week that played really, really well, that really did a good job of establishing the run. The other interesting thing is that we only saw the package very briefly of Grand Valley's running game, or running quarterback game with Brady Drogish, and so will we see a little bit more of that with the 3 tight ends, or are we just going to continue to see Coach Schuster and that offense? So it'll be interesting to see how they want to come out and establish their dominance physically. And again, we talked about it a little bit earlier in regards to the depth that Grand Valley has. Will that show as this game progresses?
Final seconds ticking away. We'll get second half action underway. 20-10 GVSU on top of Black Hills State. Mentioned briefly what else has transpired in the GLIAC. Some close losses, some statement victories that includes the likes of, I guess, what has been the pleasant surprise so far out of the GLIAC. Michigan Tech has rolled the first 2 weeks.
They're playing great football. They're a great football team, and I talked to Coach Wooster about their program a little bit. They don't have a lot of guys that leave, right? They don't have that transfer portal, and they're very junior and senior laden, so they got a lot of experience. And you know, Michigan Tech has always been a tough game, and I always kind of pigeonhole them into the Hillsdale and the Michigan Tech, that they're very disciplined, but they got some good athletes up there as well. So that's going to be a tough game for Grand Valley coming down the road. But they're playing, like you said, great football. It's great for the conference. Grand Valley always wants to see Saginaw Valley, Michigan Tech, Ferris State, you know, all these teams in the conference do well. Really enhances that strength of schedule as you continue down the conference schedule.
So here we go. Black Hills State gets set to kick off. You have the 2 dangerous return men, Kellen Reed, Lynn Weichel. Lynn Weichel is one of the receiving touchdowns for the Lakers, him and Sean Bird. A couple of receiving touchdowns. Kicking off will be Ryan Ewing for the Yellow Jackets. Got to be careful of any kind of trickery in the special teams game for the Yellow Jackets. Here's the approach and the kick. It's a deep kick, driving kick. Inside the 5, here comes Kellen Reed down the middle of the football field. Angles to his left, trying to turn the corner, he does. Down the sideline he goes, and he's tripped up at the last second. That was Bryce Colson. He's been active in the special teams game for Black Hills State, trips him up just short of the 30-yard line. And we already got the head coach for Black Hills State barking at one of the side judges.
He was looking for a hold on the outside. I saw a long block there on the outside, let's say, and then I kind of questioned myself, but what a great job by Colson, like you said, just getting to the shoestrings there of Kellen Reed and tackling him, because he had some more green in front of him to run, as we see Schuster coming out here to lead this offense.
In the first half, Schuster 11 of 17, $162, couple of touchdown passes, but you mentioned it earlier, Bob, sacked 3 times, and he took a lot of hits. Trying to get everybody settled in the right position. Just gets the snap off. On the zone read, there's Usma Harper spinning off a tackler, and he twists his way for a couple to the 30.
Yeah, again, Grand Valley trying to get to that edge, and just the Yellow Jackets doing a great job of really forcing the action back inside to their pursuit. They're really not allowing any of that kick out or any seal to the outside. They do a great job of getting upfield, and the only way to combat that is some counter action. Grand Valley did that a little bit in the first half. We'll see if they run a little bit more counter action, try to take advantage of the aggressiveness and the flow of that front 7 for the Yellow Jackets.
2nd and 8. Schuster, Usma Harper to his right, takes the snap. They hand it off to Usma Harper left side, and there's not much there. Tries to shoo off a couple of would-be tacklers, but he is shoved backwards, and he lost a couple back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, I think Coach Bresky and his staff kind of realized that Coach Wooster wanted to try to dominate that line of scrimmage, and they did a good job of some run blitz calls right there. And that one particularly, they brought that outside linebacker, brought him in to that C gap where nowhere really for the running back to go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation for Schuster.
They were up last they saw.
Well, Black Hills State looking for a 3-and-out to start the second half. Usma Harper parked to the right of Schuster. They're showing pressure, hopping around to the linebackers. There's the snap, just a 3-man rush though. Steps up, rolls to his right, looking, jump ball, it's out of bounds.
Great job of coverage out there on the outside, and a great jump by the Yellow Jackets on the outside. I think that was Herschel Craig, did a great job of getting off the snap and really forcing Schuster to step up into the pocket and push him out to the outside, and just great coverage on the outside. Schuster does a great job right there, just getting rid of it, allowing his punt team to come out and create field position game right there. But again, the Yellow Jackets do a great job defensively, stop the run on the first 2 plays and do a great job in coverage and put pressure on the quarterback.
Well, here's Hergich on to punt, just the 2nd time he's been on to punt. First time he pinned the Yellow Jackets inside the 5. He's got the leg. He can really drive it. Play clock's down to 2. They got to go here. And they just got it off. Here comes the rush, and it's blocked. Loose football is picked up inside the 10, and getting whipped down around the 5-yard line on the recovery is Alexander Vasilou, and the block punt sets up the Yellow Jackets inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal coming up.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets brought double pressure on the left side. Jimmy Downs had to pick up the first guy. The second guy comes out on the outside, and I think that was Arturo Estrada that gets the block, and the Yellow Jackets are in business at the 5-yard line of the Lakers here to start this second half. Disastrous start for the Lakers and a great start for the Yellow Jackets. You talk about winning that first 4, second 4. Right now, the Yellow Jackets did a good job of just letting a field goal on that first 4. Now looking to try to punch it in for a touchdown here.
Slot receiver goes in motion. It's a handoff, trying to cut it back, but getting slowed down and dropped for a loss is Goods. And I tell you what, Jim Lewis said, you know what? I'm selling out with a run blitz.
He is. He's coming in strong right there. And that was, I believe, is Tyus Jackson right there on that tackle. Does a nice job of collapsing and making that play. You know, we talk about these defensive tackles and the rotation of the 4 guys that they got, and they run this crunch technique where they're really on the one technique. They're basically on both sides of that center. One guy will come down and hit the hip, and they've got 2 guys, like you can see right now, right over the center.
They're going a little wildcat here on 2nd and goal. It's the backup running back trying to burrow his way right side. Then he gets shoved backwards is Danny Davis. He gets 1.5 yards, maybe 2, close to the 4. It's going to be 3rd and goal, so a little wrinkle offensively for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, something that Grand Valley did not see on film last week. Like you said, a little bit of wildcat formation. And again, there's Tyus Jackson right there bringing in the pressure and really breaking up that play early.
Kamani Potts in on the stop as well. It's 3rd and goal. We'll see if they don't get it. Maybe it's 4-down territory for Black Hills State. We'll see. From the 4, a lot of confusion. Play clock's down to 5, and an early second-half timeout's got to be used by the Yellow Jackets, and the coaching staff is hot.
Timeout.
Especially
Black
at the
Hills
quarterback,
State.
Luke
Their
Doobie.
first timeout of the half. This is the 32nd timeout.
We'll keep it here. Again, 3rd and goal, nose of the football touching the 4-yard line.
A good timeout right there by Coach as the tight end, the big guy, TJ Solomon, 6'7", 250 redshirt sophomore, jumped off sides just after the timeout was called. Would have pushed them back another 5 yards, but yeah, like you said, a lot of confusion right there. Really good timeout there.
It's a replay of the block punt.
Yeah, you see they bring the 2 guys from the outside and the up back right there, and Jimmy Downs has to take the inside guy, and nobody accounting for the outside guy, and whether or not that ball didn't get snapped quick enough and kicked. The coaches always have a stopwatch on that. They want to get it out very quickly, but we're going to have to make some adjustments on that.
Tell you what, that tackle by Trace Hergich to save a touchdown could loom large here, especially if the defense for GVSU can bow up and make a stop. 3rd and goal after the timeout. Doobie. Short drop, looks, sets, throws, got a man wide open in the back corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, you had the outside receiver, TJ Chimura, just do a simple in route. Both backs jumped on him, left the inside receiver wide open, going to the outside right there.
That's what you call, it's not necessarily a pick route, but it distracts the defensive backs, and the guy who pulled it in, Asher Granger, got matched up against Jimmy Downs, the linebacker, and that's easy pickings for the Yellow Jackets. And all of a sudden, here comes the extra point, trying to make it a field goal game. They do. And what a start for the visitors. And they feel like they can definitely win this football game, as we do have a flag. This could be roughing the kicker.
Grand Valley just not coming out, playing good disciplined football
Personal
here to start
foul,
the second half.
roughing the kicker. Defense, number 4. The try is good. The penalty will be forced on the kickoff.
Yep. Going to be kicking from midfield after this timeout. Good start for Black Hills State. They get it down to 3. Here's the replay of the roughing the kicker as we go to break on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Where can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. To all the comforters, we're here for you with a source of comfort for everyone. Experience the redesigned Serta Perfect Sleeper at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
Brian Pongers, Bob Mitchell, back inside Lover Stadium. And a good start for the visitors in the second half. They block a punt around the 5-yard line. And on 3rd and goal from the 4, passing touchdown, Doobie to Granger, extra point good. Makes it 20-17 GVSU. Now the Lakers, Bob, need a response as the Yellow Jackets are kicking off from midfield after the roughing the kicker penalty. And they're just going to drive it through the end zone. There it goes. And GVSU will start off at the 25-yard line. So GVSU went 3 and out to start off the second half. The block punt, touchdown, we got a ball game.
Absolutely, and Grand Valley tried to come out in their first 2 plays on that last drive, running the football, trying to establish the run and dominate that line of scrimmage, and were very unsuccessful. We'll see if Grand Valley comes out and tries to open up a little bit more, using the pass to set up the run, trying to have a little bit more success here in this second drive.
Andrew Schuster trots back out on the field for the Lakers. Trying to rebound after a 3 and out first drive of the second half. I think this is a drive where the offensive line, Bob, needs to make a statement as well. They've been getting pushed around a time or two. Squares up, throws down the left side, and he's got Lynn Weichel wide open on a coverage bust. He's streaking down the sideline. He's finally dragged down from behind around the Black Hills State 30.
Yeah, Lynn Weichel does a great job of selling the stalk block on the outside. They thought they were going to throw a screen to the inside receiver, and he just slips back behind the cornerback. And what a great throw by Schuster under pressure again. You see that guy right there on the 30-yard line. That's where they thought the ball was going, and Lynn Weichel just sneaks behind, and a big play for the Lakers.
So they're in business. 1st and 10, running some tempo. On the snap, handoff right up the middle. Trudging his way for a couple, 3 yards is Usma Harper. Here comes Brady Drogosh into the game for a change of pace at quarterback.
Brady Drogosh last week just threw one pass. He's thrown one earlier today, just missed his connection to Shinrock on the outside. The Yellow Jackets were ready for the run package as they were signaling. They've got 8 guys in the box right now.
Yeah, they got the heavy personnel out there with Drogosh in the game on 2nd and 7. Hard count. They'll check to the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. It's at 7. Now here's the snap. All-out run blitz, handoff. Pascal Jolman sidesteps one tackler. Down the left sideline, breaks a second. He's in for a Grand Valley State touchdown. The Fruitport product scampers his way in for 6, and the Lakers are back up by 2 possessions.
Well, defensively, when you sell out on the run like that and you bring 8 guys in the box, if you break that first level, there's nothing but green grass, and Grand Valley does a great job of putting a hat on a hat as the defense. The pulling guard right there really had no one to block as the defensive back just went right at the feet of the pulling guard, and in goes Grand Valley for a touchdown. What a great response by the Lakers.
On to attempt the extra point is Basic, and for Jolman, that's already his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point is good into the student section. We'll keep it here. Like I said, that's a massive response for the home team.
It really is, and they brought 8 guys up in the box knowing what was coming at them as far as the run goes. But like I said, if you could put a hat on a hat and you got good blocking up front and you get to that next level, there's really no one there. And he just got to that 2nd level and uses his speed and broke a tackle to get into the end zone. But Grand Valley does a nice job of really blocking at the point of attack right there, and the rest is just the running back using his speed and getting in the end zone. And like you said, a great answer from Grand Valley. Came out, did a nice job of using the pass and then kind of set up the run right there. Grand Valley brings in their heavy package with Drogosh, 3 tight ends, and still were able to get in the end zone.
It just makes the offense so much more unpredictable for Grand Valley State. You put in a quarterback like Drogosh, he can throw it.
No doubt.
And, you know, they bring in the heavy package. Yeah, you're going to sell out on the run more than likely, but there's going to be some wrinkles throughout the season where, yeah, you're going to try and stop the run. He can throw it over the top.
And as a defensive coordinator, it gives you so much to have to prepare for, right? You got 2 different quarterbacks, 2 completely different styles. They bring in one package, they bring in another. Do you change your personnel? Do you don't? Lincoln last week didn't change the personnel, and Drogosh and that offense ran right over them. Today, they keep that same personnel out there, trusting them. Grand Valley does a great job of blocking at the attack and gets in for a touchdown.
High end over end kick, floats over to the right side, fielded at the goal line. He's going to try and return it. Gets tripped up and absolutely gets met with authority at the 15-yard line. I think that was Manny Harris, the wide receiver, on the return. And man, that was just a head-on collision. That was a business decision by the returner there. Here's the replay, Bob.
Yeah, nice job of trying to avoiding that first tackle, and boom, there's that next guy up. And it looked like it might have been Josh. No, not Josh.
That was Gravenhoff on
was
the
it
tackle.
Gravenhoff?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always that second wave that you don't see coming. So here come the Yellow Jackets with a long way to go. Doobie drops back, sets, throws out route incomplete. That time there was pressure up the middle, may have rushed the throw, and it's out of the reach of the intended target, 2nd and 10.
Good job by Josh Anderson jumping that tight end route, getting underneath, really nowhere for Doobie to throw that football. Good coverage on the backside right there, going a little bit less man-to-man, a little bit more cover 2, cover 3 zone on the backside.
Yeah, looking for the tight end maybe, who's been a busy man in the intermediate routes tonight. 2nd and 10. Little misdirection, handoff right side. Goods cut down after just a few. Trying to catch GVSU sleeping with a little eye candy in the backfield. Only got 2, 3rd and 8.
They threw the motion out. Grand Valley dropped from man-to-man coverage, dropped into a 2-shell defense, and that gives the opportunity for the run on that weak side. But Grand Valley's defense was really stout on that left side, and the linebackers flow. You'll see it really good job right here. But Jimmy Downs just sneaking in there and making that play.
Well, if you're Black Hills State, you don't want to go 3 and out, as GVSU is showing a lot of pressure at the line of scrimmage. Play clock down to 5. And that's going to be a false start. Everybody but the center moved. That's what you don't want if you're the Yellow Jackets. I think every official threw their flag.
A lot of laundry down there.
Yeah. Quite a discussion here. Should be a false start. Everybody but the
false
center.
False start. Offense. Everybody but the center. 5-yard penalty. Third down. Please reset the game clock to 9
Don't
minutes.
pin that on anybody specific, but everybody but the center.
Yeah. So now, 3rd and 13. And you got the student section breathing down your necks. It's like a 2-safety deep look for GVSU. Doobie with 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes the snap. It's a 4-man rush. Sets, throws over the middle. He's got his man for a first down. And when in doubt, go to your top target, Chikura.
What a great delivery, a great timing route right there. He just sneaks in front of the safety right there. Great release, great throw. Good timing route. Grand Valley dropping off from that man-to-man coverage, just finding that soft part in the zone right there, and a great pitch and delivery right there for a big first down for Black Hills.
That'll quiet the crowd momentarily out to the 29-yard line. Doobie's ready to go. Another motion by the receiver. Play action fake. Flares it out on the edge. Spinning off a tackler, but not the second. And getting pulled down by Cardamone after the reception is Granger. And he eliminated what could have been a massive loss, only lost 1 yard.
Matthew Nickens came up and was able to draw that big blow here and just does a great job of driving through the thigh, but doesn't wrap up at all and allows the receiver to use his athletic ability to stay on his feet and get back close to the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 11. 10-point GVSU lead. Running back bobbing around the quarterback. A couple of times, hard count. GVSU doesn't jump. Now the snap, twist game. And there's maybe the tight end, and he goes tumbling over the tackler, and he's chopped down by Hardy. We'll call it a 5-yard pickup, 3rd and 6, coming up a long 6.
But a good job by the Yellow Jackets putting themselves in position to get into a 3rd down and manageable. It looked like they were going to be in some deep trouble after a couple of plays right there, and they've done a good job of making these 3rd down and manageable situations, and they've gone to number 8's been their guy.
And here, GVSU for the moment, Bob, shows cover 0. They're showing pressure. 3rd and a long 6. They go empty. Play clock down to 1. They just get it off. A lot of cut blocking. Flowing to his right, throwing on the run and having it go incomplete is Doobie, and Doobie eliminated a would-be sack in the backfield, but he couldn't get the throw to his intended receiver down the sideline. It's 4th down.
Again, the offensive line right there going to the chop block, and the athleticism of Grand Valley and their defensive line able to get over the top. Jabril Condi does a nice job. You see it right here, all the chop blocks, all the linemen going down to their legs right there because they were expecting a quick throw. Doobie tries to use his feet to create more time and just can't get it out.
It's great coverage there by, and the punt is blocked. It pops up in the air. GVSU's got it. It's going to be a walk-in touchdown for Derek Woods off the punt block. You talk about a big swing of momentum. It's 33-17 Lakers.
Wow, that special teams coming up big for Grand Valley. That was a jailbreak for the front side for Grand Valley, coming in strong with that block. They must have saw something at halftime, made an adjustment, came in with a full-fledged 11-man rush. leaving Luke McLean back there all by himself to catch it if he does get it off. And huge block and a great play. That ball was in the air forever.
Basic on to attempt the extra point to make it a 3-possession game. Hold is down, kick is up, he flips it through the uprights, it's good. Black Hills State blocked a punt earlier. GVSU says, that's cute. We're going to return this one for a touchdown. It's a 17-point Laker lead just past the halfway mark of the third quarter.
I could spend hours shopping, and I'd hate every minute of it. That's why I bought my Camry at Cool Toyota. I found the exact car I wanted online before even going to the dealership. Then I got a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. No hassles, no runaround. I may hate shopping, but I love buying. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
Where can you find top name brand products at low local prices? Only at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Our expert staff will work with you to select the perfect appliance, mattress, or TV that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Innovation and quality are built into every GE kitchen and laundry appliance. Save big on the latest GE appliances now at Nowara Brothers.
Feel the difference today and get more at Nowara Brothers Home Store. Nowara Brothers Home Store, family owned and operated since 1948.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
Tell you what, special teams can be so underrated at times, and we just saw the case in point from Grand Valley State as we're back live. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell. Now a 17-point game courtesy of a punt block for a touchdown.
You hear it all the time, and you just kind of discard it as coaches speak, the 3 phases of the game. It's obviously offense and defense, but special teams are so big. And Grand Valley just avoids another blunder.
Oh, they are going to throw the flag. I thought for sure it was.
And that make every difference in the world. And Grand Valley shaky on some parts of their special teams and doing a good job, and Black Hills doing a great job with their extra point and their field goal team, but nobody really on the kickoff return. Grand Valley started out strong, but it is such an important, it can flip the field and it can be a big difference in every football game.
So here's Luke Doobie back in the shotgun, running back shifting around on the handoff left side with room, but then getting cut down. Good open field tackle. That was Davis on the carry, and he was brought down with authority there by Josh Anderson. This secondary for GVSU has been tested, but this is a good thing for them.
Without a doubt, and I give Dave Schramm, the offensive coordinator for Black Hills, a lot of credit, sticking with his game plan. Really wanted to try to put themselves in positions to have second and manageable, third and manageable, stay ahead of the chains and not fall too far back. Even though you're down 3 scores, you want to make sure you stick to who you are.
2nd and 7, a 3-yard pickup. Doobie, a hard count. Now he takes the snap, a 4-man rush. Throws over the middle. He's got it complete on drag route. Chikura using a stiff arm, and he's escorted out of bounds. About a yard or 2 short of a first down. We'll call it a yard, 3rd and 1.
This Chikura's 10th catch on the night. Follows up a 10-catch game last week with another 10-catch game this week. This kid is a workhorse.
3rd and a long yard for the Yellow Jackets. Well, at this point in the game, Bob, they're now down 3 scores. We'll see if they don't get it here, if it's 4th and short, if they end up going for it. Now they're going to go Wildcat again here. The running back is Davis. He'll take the snap. Chikura goes in motion. Keeper on the cutback. He's got room left side for a first down and more before he's corkscrewed down across the 40 to the 42.
Yeah,
so
really,
he found that cutback lane. It was wide open.
You nailed it. A really good job of visioning on that cutback. The point of attack was blocked, stuffed up very well by Grand Valley's defensive front. It was a nice job of cutting back and getting a big first down. There's just, when you've got that guy out there as far as the Wildcat, there's just too many guys blocking for too many hats against Grand Valley, and it's an easy first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Fresh set of downs coming up on 5 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Doobie in the gun, running back to his left. GVSU shifting around in the defensive backfield again with a short drop. Has time, throws on the leak out. There's his running back again, and he's double teamed and dropped after a few yards. There's Goods. 3-yard pickup.
And this is how Black Hills was successful early on in the game in that first drive, is just taking just these underneath routes and these first downs, getting 2 or 3 yards and getting another 2 or 3 yards on second down, putting themselves in third down in very manageable situations to continue to move the chains against Grand Valley.
They still have time, do the Yellow Jackets. We haven't seen the big chunk plays in the passing game like we did early in the game. That's the adjustment GVSU has made defensively. Doobie drops back. There's the cut blocking again on the bubble route. There's Goods again, the running back, and again, almost goes head over heels. He's close to another first down. He's going to be a yard short again. Another 3rd and 1 situation for Black Hills State.
Yeah, I think you made the call there on the adjustment Grand Valley's done on their backside. They're, instead of going a lot of man 0 covers, man 1 with a free safety over the top, they're doing a lot of cover 2, really making Black Hills earn it underneath, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. As a fan, you're like, why can't we stop them? Why can't we stop them? Well, Grand Valley right now is just trying to make sure they don't get beat over the top. They got a 3-score lead. They don't want any big plays going on.
3rd and a long yard again. From the GVSU 49, they go Wildcat again. On the snap, left side with a crease. Scampering into the second level, plowing over would-be tacklers and carrying tacklers close to the 30 in is Danny Davis for a big chunk play and a first down. And he's slow to get up. Now, with the cooler weather, don't want to speculate, could be a cramp.
Officials timeout.
The way he's grabbing his calf.
For an offensive injury.
I usually see that toe lock up if it is a cramp. Hoping it's just a cramp for his sake, but again, that Wildcat formation is having success here in these last couple of plays, and we'll see if Grand Valley can make any adjustments to overcome the success they've had on that Wildcat formation. Usually you want to bring in another safety or another nickel back. It's hard to substitute that quickly.
Some discomfort. People always think that the warmer weather conditions will bring about cramps. No, it's more often when it's cooler out.
Can be both,
yeah. And you're so early in the season still, second week for both teams, playing actual games, your body's still trying to get in prime condition, mid-season form, I guess you could say.
Black Hills is doing a really nice job on this drive after a sudden change situation of the block punt and touchdown for Grand Valley, putting up 3 scores. Instead of chucking the ball all over the field and trying to make up a lot of points very quickly, they've methodically moved the ball and the chains down the field. 3:33 still left in the 3rd quarter. They got plenty of time.
Scott Wooster, this is his 4th game against RMAC opponent as the head coach. 0-1 against Mines. That was his very first game as the head coach. He's 2-0 against Pueblo, and the last time GVSU played an RMAC school here at Lubbers was a couple of years ago. Coach Wooster's first win. Our first game together, double overtime against Pueblo.
What a game that was.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
And that was a game where GVSU was down to their 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah. He did a great job coming in, and some unbelievable plays in the end zone. That was just a great atmosphere and a great football game.
So Davis had to be helped to the sideline. Again, looked like he was battling some cramps. Hopefully that's just it. Those can be very frustrating to try and get rid of. Coming up on 3 to go. In the 3rd, they go empty on first down from the GVSU 32. Doobie takes the snap. All out blitz. They don't pick it up. He slips. The tackler throws down the left side. It's caught by Chikura. He's busting off tacklers, keeps his footing, dives to the pylon, and he's in for a Yellow Jackets touchdown. My goodness. I think that was Anthony Cardamone that ran unabated to the quarterback, and he flat out missed the sack.
Unbelievable job by Doobie, just shuffling his feet and stepping up to avoid that tackle. And like you said, Anthony Cardamone had him dead to rights right there in the pocket and just kind of shifts and turns his shoulder and then just has the presence of mind to just flick it going the opposite way. And TJ Chikura does an awesome job of breaking tackles and getting into the end zone.
And now we got more flags. We've seen this before. A couple of linemen for Black Hills State, once they're touched, they'll flop to the ground, and if this is offsides, they may be going for 2.
Looks like Coach Bresky, I think they drew them offsides intentionally to try to get a little bit closer and try to go for that 2-point conversion.
Well, to move it from the 3 to the 1.5, and they are going to bring the offense out, I think.
Yeah, they want the ball on the left hash, and it's going to try to cut it to a 9-point game here.
They are going to go for 2. If you're asking about the advanced stats and what the percentages is, you've got the wrong people to ask if this is a good decision.
Analytics, not my forte.
Yeah. There's still a lot of football left. Still got a full quarter and some change. Trying to get it down to a 9-point game as they sprint to the line of scrimmage. Doobie takes the snap, rolls out to his right, sets, throws, and that's just not a good throw. He had a receiver at the goal line, and it was 2, maybe 3 yards short as we get some pushing and shoving after the whistle and another flag. Well, we'll sort this out after the timeout. It's an 11-point game late in the third quarter. GVSU still on top. Back after this on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
So, you're moving or doing a home renovation, and you need a place to store your stuff. Get a Units portable storage container, fast and on budget. Our Robo Unit can drop it anywhere. You pack it on your schedule, store it wherever you are, or have us pick it up and take it to our climate-controlled, clean, and secure warehouse. Need it moved to another location? We do that too. We're proud of our good old-fashioned customer service.
The try was no good.
At Units of Grand Rapids, we'll beat any price. Click now or go to unitsstorage.com and get your initial delivery for free.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience and sports team of highly skilled physical therapists and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
And places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Who you share it with.
Well, as we went to timeout, the penalty flag situation, Bob, I'll let you get more into it, but it was offsetting on sportsmanlike conduct penalties on either side. They wipe each other out. Black Hills State will kick off from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like they called it on number 3, Jabril Khani, but it looks like he was just running to help out his teammate who was being pancaked. That was Jamari Budden on the ground, and an offensive lineman kind of peeled back and hit him, and he got the penalty. But nevertheless, you know, no harm, no foul, 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, and we're back to playing football, which is a great thing.
So Black Hills State, it's a passing touchdown, 2-point conversion, no good. It's an 11-point game, high end over end kick. It's going to be returned this time by Lynn Weichel. Right up the middle he goes, surges ahead, hurdles a tackler down the left sideline, tries to hurdle another one, and he's clipped down just shy of the 45, but another outstanding return by GVSU, this time from Lynn Weichel.
Man, 2 weapons back there. You can't pick your poison right there. Kellen Reed or Lynn Weichel in the back. They're going to do a great job of reading their blocks and use their speed to get upfield and get a great look at it here from the end zone. Looks like he's going to go to his right and then just kind of shifts to his left, and you see the blocking on the outside, and then a great move right there, and he's got a convoy of blockers, and a great job right there. Number 29 sneaking in and just doing a great job of tripping up the player, and that was Bryce Colson.
Again, we called his name a lot in special teams. So here comes Schuster from his own 44. Takes the snap, short drop, out of the backfield. It's Usma Harper. Matriculating, check that. It is not Usma Harper as we get a flag down. That's Ken. I tell you what, you mentioned it earlier, Bob, but this defense is really flowing hard to the football.
They move really, really well, and that looked like that was Josh Sander that got beat across his face right there, the right guard, and just a great job by the Yellow Jackets in their flow and able their penetration. And we've called this name out quite a bit. But Kellen Collier, man, he is just a tough guy. He's, like you said, a preseason all-conference player and just a guy that just stuffs that run so well. Tough to block.
2nd and long, under 2 to go in the third. Schuster alone in the backfield, tight end, and there's plenty of room to maneuver. 1st down and more inside the Black Hills State 35-yard line. Evan Burtney was wide open and the seas parted.
Wow. What a great play call right there. I was watching the offensive line block there on Collier, and just a sneak-in tight end screen right in the middle there, and he does a great job of getting upfield, the rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and gets a big 1st down for the Lakers.
You love that, Bob Mitchell.
I want to see more of that.
They go empty again, and looks like Black Hills State's going to sell out for a blitz here. They only rush 4, though. Schuster throws down the sideline. He's got his man on 2 knees, making a sliding grab for another 1st down. That's Jordan Johnson, just inside the 15 to the 14. I tell you what, he keeps his footing. He might have been in.
Yeah, Jack Gentile, the safety coming over the top, lost his footing. Really couldn't make a play on that ball. We'll see him going down to the ground right there, and both guys go to the ground, and a big pickup for Grand Valley, another 1st down.
They're going to run some tempo as we're under a minute to go. Again, they go empty. Showing cover 0 is Black Hills State. No safety deep. This is pretty much one-on-one. Try and beat your man. Under 30 seconds. Schuster takes the snap. Here comes the all-out blitz. Pocket hold, sets, throws over the middle. He's got his man inside the 5, spinning to the goal line. Did he get in? Yes! Touchdown, GVSU, Donovan Johnson.
What a great job of patience by Schuster, allowing his receiver to catch open over the middle on that quick slant. And Donovan Johnson does the rest, catches that football and twists and turns and gets into the end zone. A great answer by the Lakers right here, and the big wide receiver does a nice job of extending and getting into the end zone.
All of a sudden, Bob, this has turned into a track meet.
Wow.
40 to 23, just seconds remaining in the third. Basics extra point, trying to make it 18. Another high snap. Great job by Hergich, the holder, to get it down, and the extra point is good as we'll keep it here. Andrew Schuster is really starting to pick apart the back 7 of Black Hills State through the air.
Yeah, initially it looked like Schuster wanted to go into the corner of the end zone. He had the inside guy running a corner route and then the outside guy running that deep in, and great coverage on the outside. You see him check down and does a great job of delivering the ball right there to Donovan Johnson, who does a great job of, and his teammate helping him a little bit there as well, knocking into the end zone, and a great answer to a drive by Black Hills. Now we'll see if Grand Valley's defense, who is a defense that we've talked about all year, is just very deep and very talented. The backside is the one that's going to have some learning lessons, and they're getting some schooling tonight with the combination of Doobie to Chikura, but we'll see if they can put some more pressure on that quarterback here.
Yeah, the last stat sheet we got, Bob, Black Hills State had rushed for negative yardage. Now we'll see what the updated stat sheet will bring us. But there's a lot of promise with this GVSU team. A lot of different parts that are getting some much deserved and more playing time, especially in the secondary, but there's a lot of talent here.
Well, players got to make play. Your best player, Anthony Cardamone, on defense has an opportunity to make a sack and misses that tackle and then turns into a touchdown. So the players still got to make plays.
Here's the return down the right side, and he could break free. He's got the kicker to beat, and he is gone. Kick 6, touchdown. Bryce Colson with a quick response with 5 seconds left in the third, and the Yellow Jackets strike back again to make it a 12-point game.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, how both of these teams had a kick return called back for penalties last week, and we knew Black Hills had an opportunity to do it, and here they do. Just attack right down the middle. Grand Valley loses lane discipline right there, and what a great run and what speed he has to the outside.
Special teams. It has been a massive game for special teams. They're going to go for 2, trying to get it down to 10. They were unsuccessful in their first attempt not too long ago. This time they'll work from the middle of the field from the 3-yard line. Here's Doobie, the quarterback. Takes the snap, Short drop, pump fakes again, throws, incomplete. Looking for his tight end over a double team, maybe, and that was great coverage all around by GVSU, and now Black Hills State 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions tonight.
They had they had TJ Chakwera on the top side on 101. Thought they were going to go up top there. They'd go into coverage on the bottom side, and nothing there for Doobie. Wow.
We're not done yet with the third quarter, Bob. 41-29. But give credit where credit is due to Black Hills State. Long trip. They flew, much shorter trip, but it's not an easy trip to make. First time to Allendale in this environment, and they're going to be a tough out against whoever they play the rest of the way in the RMAC.
Without a doubt, and that full moon is shining here tonight, and a lot of crazy things have happened today as far as special teams and penalties and crazy plays. But yeah, like you said, they are not intimidated in this environment whatsoever, and they've come out to play. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and Grand Valley scored 20 unanswered points, and yet they didn't back down and did not flinch, and they continue to attack, whether it's offense, defense, and/or special teams.
Last time they made any kind of playoffs was back in 2007 when they were in the NAIA circuit. It's been a long time. Here's a pooch kick. Right sideline, fielded around the 30, and getting what he can in the final seconds with 1 second left. That's Unger, the big tight end, and he plows his way for a couple to the 35, and the last second did tick off the clock. So we are officially through 3 quarters of play. We're heading to the fourth as we approach the 10 p.m. hour here in Allendale locally. GVSU up by a dozen on the Grand Valley Sports.
That's the end of the third quarter.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Glad you're joining us tonight. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, as we head to the fourth. It has been a very entertaining football game. GVSU on top of Black Hills State by a dozen. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Andrew Schuster, who's had a good night passing the ball, takes the snap. Play action. Long throw to the wide side. Complete. Lynn Weichel with a stiff arm. Flag comes flying in from the back judge as he is escorted out of bounds for a first down. What is the flag all about? No, Weichel was using a stiff arm to try and shoo off the tackler.
I think they're going to call a face mask defensively.
Let's see. Here's the call.
This is such a tough call as a defender.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Good call, Mr. Mitchell.
As an offensive player, you're allowed to get your hand and stiff arm into the face mask of the defender, and then as the defender's trying to make a play, he's just battling, doing everything he can.
It was a very subtle grab.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Hand into his face mask.
Yeah.
But a break for the Lakers right there, and instantaneously, Grand Valley deep into Yellow Jacket territory here to start the fourth quarter.
Schuster, as I mentioned, his stats passing the ball, he's approaching 300 yards. That most recent completion may get him close to that mark. From the Yellow Jacket 33-yard line. Takes the snap, short drop. Here comes the blitz. Down the right sideline he goes. Jump ball, and he underthrew Sean Bird. Almost picked off, incomplete. Good coverage on the play there by Jaheim Roper. Second down.
Yeah, Roper just running step for step and trying to high point that ball, and Bird did a pretty good job of trying to break that up right there.
And that ball was just a little underthrown by Schuster.
He's got to get that up a little bit outside, to the outside a little bit more and a little bit out. Just a missed throw there by Schuster, one of his few tonight.
Now on second down. Play action fake, out route. He's got a man wide open. It's Kellen Reed. One-on-one sprints by the defender, and he is gone. Touchdown, GVSU. You try and play one-on-one coverage with a burner like Kellen Reed, you're going to get burned.
As soon as he caught that ball, he was in fourth gear. I mean, he just turned it on. A great throw by Schuster right out in front of him so he could catch it and watch this turn and run, and just a bad angle right there by the defenseman, just thinking he can make a play. Beto Ledesma thought he had the track on him, but the speed of Kellen Reed gets to the outside, and Grand Valley puts up their 47th point here tonight early in the fourth quarter.
Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Schuster. Extra point from Basic is up and true. We're not even a minute in. It's now 48-29. And I'm sure if you're Coach Wooster and the coaching staff for GVSU, you're telling your defense, put this game away.
Well, let's start with your kick coverage.
Yes, that too. That too.
Kick coverage, let's make a play, and then defense, get out there. Give me a 3-and-out one time, would you? But, yeah, no, you're right. Grand Valley, it's been a crazy game. Like you said, offense, defense, special teams. There's been a lot of bright lights and good plays, and then there's been a lot of disappointment and just miscommunication and some tough plays. And Grand Valley is going to have a long session in the film room. You and I talked about it off air a little bit. Coach Wooster is going to get on his guys a little bit, I think. But, again, Black Hills is a good football team. They've got a really solid offense, a lot of weapons. Doobie's a really good quarterback, making some great plays, and Coach Bresky's got his team playing some good football. They had a tough loss last week. They only lost by 6 and had a kickoff return for a touchdown called back because of a penalty, which could have inevitably won that football game for them, and they were on the road.
Here's the approach, the ensuing kickoff. Directional kick, fair catch, backpedaling is made inside the 30-yard line. That's where the Yellow Jackets will have it, around the 28. Finishing that thought, you talked about film, watching the film throughout the week. Well, every Sunday, Coach Wooster has what they call Tell the Truth Sunday. And I'm sure tomorrow there's going to be some very honest conversations.
Yeah, we used to say the eye in the sky don't lie, and it's exactly what that is. That film session is going to be something to watch. But Grand Valley's got a lot of amends to make up here. They can do a lot right now defensively. They can hold this Black Hills team to a 3-and-out, but Black Hills is not going away quietly.
Doobie takes the snap, bubble screen wide side, and that window closes immediately after the catch. Good flow to the football after the catch was made by Manny Harris.
Trey Green did a great job too. He was the first guy there, and his job is to attack the outside to make sure that he can't get to the outside and force the receiver back into where his flow's coming from, and he comes in and forces everything back into the middle, and a great job right there defensively.
On 2nd and 8, just underway in the fourth here. Here's the shotgun snap, 4-man rush. Flushed out to his right. He's going to tuck it and run, tightrope in the sideline, and he sprints out of bounds, close to a first down. See where they spot it. They do give him the first down at the 40. Needed 8, got 9.
6'3", 220 pounds. This kid's played a lot of football, and he looked like it right there. Very composed, kept his eyes downfield, saw that he had nothing, and the athleticism and his footwork and his speed got him the first down. Grand Valley did everything right on the backside right there, just didn't do a good job of containing and disciplining their pass lanes.
So on 1st and 10, 13 minutes to go. Doobie ready to go, takes a snap, another 4-man rush. Sets, throws on a little bubble route, and there's Harris getting met immediately and dropped after just a few more yards. Good close and tackle by Trey Green, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, another great job of open field tackling right there. And Trey Green had a great game last week. He made some big plays for Grand Valley. He's one of the guys I talked to Coach Postum who really was impressed the way that he came up and played last week. Jason Hardy's the other corner. He usually plays the wide side corner, playing a little boundary here tonight as well. But he's the leader of that defensive backfield. They're just waiting for some of these other guys to step up, and Green's one of those guys that's playing great football.
It was a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Now Doobie wants it all down the seam, and he's got his man behind the defense. It's the foot race to the 5, touchdown. Chakura does it again as he burns the secondary for 6 more.
Incredible. 2 consecutive weeks, 3 touchdown receiving touchdowns for Chakura, and that combination of Doobie to Chakura just hitting the seam, and Grand Valley just getting beat over the top.
Yeah, the 2 defenders there were Darius Whiteside and Matthew Nickens, and not sure if there was a miscommunication, but yeah, Chakura just streaked right by him. 48-35. Here comes the extra point. It's up and good. Down to 12 again, another flag, and the back judge has had quite a busy night throwing that flag. Let's see what this is all about. I didn't see much. Did you, Bob?
I didn't. They're pointing at Grand Valley, though. I don't know. I did not see what occurred. But again, just lack of discipline right now for Grand Valley, just on simple plays, extra point plays where you're either jumping off sides or we'll see what this call is.
Try is good. During the play, personal foul, leaping, defense number 48. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, it's on one of their senior leaders, Anthony Cardamone, and once again, Black Hills State will be kicking off from midfield after this timeout. It's not over. Wild game. GVSU up by a baker's dozen on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
University of Michigan Health West is here to help you stay in the game. No matter what kind of athlete you are, the region's premier sports medicine program is here to help you stay on the move. With decades of experience in sports medicine care at 5 of our health centers, our team of highly skilled physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide treatments for injuries, joint pain, or whatever is holding you back. University of Michigan Health West is the official sports medicine provider of GVSU athletics. More at ufmhealthwest.org/locations.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo and a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the best.
Before the fall, before the new routine, before the exam, the cast, the all clear, and the expiration date, you need confidence. And for 85 years, Michigan has trusted Blue Cross to be there, ready to help.
Please make the score 36 points.
Well, Bob Mitchell, if you were to ask me that both teams would have been a combined 55 yards rushing, but on the passing side, we're well over 600 yards, would you have believed me?
I wouldn't, and you got to be careful right now if you're Grand Valley. At some point, Coach Bresky and his staff have to make a decision. They got to steal a possession to try to catch up back in this game, and kicking from the 50-yard line might be the time.
Nope,
they're just going to
move
kick it
it deep. The lead for GVSU is actually a dozen. There was a late point added on. They didn't add the extra point till after the break, so it's 48-36 GVSU as there's the touchback. The Lakers go back to work offensively from the 25, but the positive once again has been Andrew Schuster. Over 300 yards passing, 4 passing touchdowns. He's been very efficient again, and knock on wood for Grand Valley's sake, he hasn't made that bad play yet.
Yeah, no turnovers yet. 266 passing yards for Luke Doobie with 4 touchdowns to his credit as well. 3 of them to TJ Chikwura, who has back-to-back 3 touchdown games and looking like an All-American.
So, first play of this drive, it's a handoff. Getting stood up and dropped is Usma Harper on the carry for no gain. They're trying to continue to establish the run game, but GVSU, we haven't seen this quite some time. That was their 17th rush for only 35 yards.
Yeah, this defensive line has done a phenomenal job of stopping the run, and the scheme that they have is literally that. And Schuster's done a great job of combating that by throwing the ball over the field and hitting a lot of different receivers and picking up some big chunk yards, and they're going to have to continue to do that.
2nd and 10. Schuster observes the 4-man front, takes the snap. Short drop, has time, sets, throws off his back foot, a prayer ball, and it's out of bounds. Shinrock in the vicinity. It's incomplete. It's now 3rd and 10.
Seems like Grand Valley, when they start to use that run on 1st down and get stopped, they lose all their rhythm offensively. That play right there really had no life to it whatsoever. No different options. Everybody covered very well. Now you're stuck with a 3rd and long situation, and you're really leaning on your redshirt freshman quarterback Schuster to make a big play.
Black Hills State feels like they can get a stop and the ball back. They're feeling really good. Down by a couple of scores. Tight end goes in motion. Play action fake. All out blitz. Sets. Throws over the middle. He's got his man. What a strike. Schuster finds his target for a 1st down and more. Donovan Johnson into Yellow Jacket territory. He took the hit as he threw it. That is the mark of a senior quarterback right there, and he's only a redshirt freshman.
That is incredible. Watch the pressure. They bring an all-out blitz, and he stands in the pocket and delivers a strike right on stride to his big receiver, Donovan Johnson, on the crossing route right there. And boy, oh boy, talk about a kid earning his stripes. Schuster playing great football tonight.
So now they can breathe for a moment from the 44. Here's a handoff. Usma Harper muscling his way for 3 yards to the 41. Fresh set of receivers come on the field for the Lakers. 2nd and 7 coming up.
One of the better runs that they've had, and it's only 3 yards here on 1st down, setting up a 2nd down, and it looks like a short 6 or long 7. But man, oh man, I can't say enough about this young man, Andrew Schuster, and the way he's been able to stay in this pocket and throw some footballs under duress.
2nd and 7, coming up on 10 minutes to go. Play action fake. Schuster with time, sets, throws on a little comebacker. He's got Sean Burr. Reverses his field to the left, and he gets a 1st down before he's undercut and dropped inside the 30 to the 28. Good run after the catch by Sean Burr.
Yeah, great timing route to the outside, play action. Sean Burr just runs a simple hitch route at the stakes and does a great job of coming back to the football and then using his athleticism to get some additional yards after the catch. It's a good job right there, like you said, coming back to the ball and just avoiding the tackle of 3 or 4 different guys for the Yellow Jackets.
So from the 28, they'll scrimmage. Time is GVSU's friend as well. Under 9.5 to go on 1st and 10. On a little RPO. Floats it into the flat, hurdling a defender, unable to keep his footing, but getting decent yardage, probably 8 yards to Fertney on the RPO. There's the big tight end rumbling for a good gain.
Yeah, nice job. Schuster just flipping it out to his big tight end. This is one of the hardest throws to throw as a quarterback, just that little 3-yard, 4-yard out, and it looks like Fertney saw that come and just couldn't get his feet back down on the ground to continue to run, but a great gain there on 1st down and a good play call by Ian Shoemaker, the offensive coordinator for Grand Valley.
2nd and short. GVSU knocking on the red zone door once again, right at the 20. Comes another blitz, play action fake. Tries to go to the pylon, and it goes through the defender's hands, and it's brought in by Lynn Weichel. Touchdown, GVSU!
Wow, that looked like Jaheim Roper had a break on that ball, was going to potentially pick it off, and it just gets over the reach and lands right in the hands of Lynn Weichel to the outside. Great coverage, just jumps a little too early, and Lynn Weichel comes down with it. The officials are talking there in the end zone whether or not he came in bounds, got the foot in. Replay looks like he did.
I was just going to say that Schuster made the riskier throw. He had Kellen Reed on the out route wide open for a touchdown. And boy, it's close.
It is close.
But what a grab by Weichel.
It'll be 3rd down.
Oh, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. We'll see if Scott Wooster wants to challenge. See if we can get a closer look on replay there. Well, it's going to be 3rd and 2. Got a yard, Bob. It's going to set up 4th and 2. What does Scott Wooster do here?
Decision time right now, and you got to make the decision really quick to get set up your offense. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out on the field and go for it.
Up by 12. A field goal would make it still a 2-possession game of 15. So we'll get a replay here in just a second. Well, here's the replay as GVSU's to the line of scrimmage. Drogosh, hard clap, looks over to the sideline, 10 on the play clock, takes the snap, play action fake, rolls out, throws, he's got his man, did he get enough?
Looks like he's going to be short.
Unger
Great job
made
of
the
tackle
grab.
right there.
He only got a yard, he needed 2, and GVSU will turn it over on downs as Drogosh had to release it quickly. He had a defender right in his face.
Great job defensively. They were right there on the play action, did a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback and making that tackle on the tight end right before the first down. And we had a quick peek at that touchdown that was called an incomplete pass. And man, that toe tap looked very, very close that he got it in. But nevertheless, Grand Valley gives up the ball on downs, and now their defense is out there, and they have not been able to stop this Yellow Jacket offense in the last few possessions.
So the break goes Black Hills State's way. They get the stop, and they've got a chance to get it down to 1 possession from their own 19. Doobie hands it off on the cutback and getting tripped up after just a few yards is Goods. Second, and we'll call it 7 coming up after a pickup of 3, and now they run some tempo.
Yeah, they're going to try to steal some possessions running this tempo.
They flare out the running back, and Goods trots out of bounds after a few more. It's going to be 3rd and 4 after a few yards. GVSU right now is just not trying to get beat over the top like they did on the previous possession. Boy, TJ Chakura for the Yellow Jackets, 11 catches, 173 yards, and 3 scores.
He's having a game. Watch out for him now.
He's towards the top of the formation. Quick snap. Doobie drops back, steps up, escapes to his right, looking, and he runs out of room. Takes a shove, got to be careful. Into the GVSU sideline he goes. I don't think he got any yards on that improvisation. It's going to be 4th down and 5, and what do the Yellow Jackets do? I think they're going to go for it.
They're going to have to go for it, down 2 scores with just 6:40 left here in this game. They can't afford to not go for this one.
6.5 to go. And the other thing is, too, the Yellow Jackets had to burn a really early timeout in the second half. GVSU's defense looking to make a stop with a single safety high. That's it. Now they revert to a 2-deep look. On 4th down, just a 3-man rush. Doobie throws. He's got Goods on the leak out. Can he get there? He did. He was able to break free of the defender that was covering him. And he got 7 yards to move the sticks, but time is of the essence under 6 minutes.
What a great job of patience right there. Looks to his right, sees nothing, sees his running back leaking out. Jimmy Downs just can't make that tackle short of the sticks.
Here's a quick snap, 1st down with time. Climbs the ladder, rolls out to his right, escapes a would-be tackler, throws across his body. He's got it complete to midfield for another 1st down. Kelby Olson, first time we've called his name. Here come the Yellow Jackets. They need to get a touchdown to get it to a 1-possession contest. A field goal does him no good.
Luke Doobie and his elusiveness has just been unbelievable. Even when Grand Valley is able to get pressure, he's able to use his feet and just barely escape the pressure for Grand Valley and keep his eyes downfield and make big plays.
Again, just a 3-man rush, short throw, and GVSU will take that. It's going to be incomplete. Chakura, it short hopped him. 2nd down and 10. That's actually a break for Black Hills State that stops the clock. That would have been just a 5-yard pickup. Here's the replay.
Watching, yeah, definitely a short hop, and watching watching TJ Chikwera walk back to the huddle. He's a tired man right now, limping around. He's played a heck of a football game, but man, he worked hard tonight.
Tell you what, first 2 weeks he's played like an All-American.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's got 6 receiving touchdowns first 2 weeks. Another 3-man rush on 2nd and 10. Flush to his left is Doobie. Throws on the run. It's behind his defender and almost picked off. Diving attempt made there. Riley Simpson almost pulled in the interception on his stomach. 3rd and 10 coming up, and we have a Lakers shaking up. Might be more cramps. Here's the replay.
Yeah, that ball was well thrown behind his receiver. Luke Doobie's done such a great job of putting it on point today, and that one just running to his left, didn't get his shoulders turned around to be able to get that one on his receiver. And yeah, Grand Valley has a guy that is down.
I think that's Budden. Jamari Budden. I think that's number 5.
Please reset the play clock for 40 seconds.
5:01 to go, and what has been a long but entertaining football game. And this is just the 2nd game of the season. We'll take a timeout. Back after this short break on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
Jamari Budden, shaken up GVSU defender, walked off to the bench. Sideline that is under his own power. Brian Fonger's Bob Mitchell back live late in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 10 for Black Hills State at midfield. GVSU showing blitz. Doobie the quarterback. Takes the snap. Again, just a 3-man rush. Throws over the middle, and he got his man. Great timing route, complete to Olson. 10 yards, 1st down, and they immediately rush to the line of scrimmage.
Kelby Olson does a great job of getting to the sticks and just sitting down. And again, Luke Doobie does a great job of delivering the football.
Here comes a free runner. He gets the ball up down the left sideline. Leaping grab is made again by Olson for another 1st down. And man, getting absolutely smoked was Doobie. He's back to his feet. It was a free runner. He got the ball off just in time. They're down to the 22.
Yeah, under pressure and his shoulders turning, just finds it over the linebacker and underneath the safety help, and just another great delivery.
Over the middle, and there's a flag. It's going to be pass interference on the incomplete pass to Harris. As GVSU that time sent a blitz.
So Riley Simpson there just a little bit early.
This will be half the distance.
Defense, number 31. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic
spot
1st down.
This year.
That's
so,
right.
Changing the rules, kind of matching the pros. The NFL can spot foul on these pass interference calls. And again, this offense is just potent. Luke Doobie standing tall. Offensive line doing enough to give him enough time, and his receivers making big plays.
So it goes down as a almost half the distance, 7-yard penalty. 1st and 10 from the 15. Spread formation. GVSU showing a 4-man front. Running back motions out. Doobie, bubble screen is dropped. May have had something there, but having it go right through the breadbasket is Davis. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that play was developed really well and looked like it was blocked up pretty well. Just can't come down with that catch. Just kind of took his eye off it as he was coming in the catch, and you saw the blocking out there. Good job by his receivers getting some hat on a hat, but no opportunity.
See a lot of tired bodies out there, both sides.
Man-to-man on the top side with Chikura.
Play clock down to 5. They just get it off on 2nd and 10. Doobie looking for him, pump fakes. He's in trouble, and down he goes! Sacked back around the 30-yard line. They finally get to him.
I think they finally got Luke Doobie confused a little bit on the outside. Looked like man-to-man coverage, and at the last minute they dropped a safety over the top. Luke looked like he wanted to go out there and then saw that safety break over the top and just had to eat that football. One of the few sacks you saw on Luke Doobie, and the Yellow Jackets are going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, they're down to 1 timeout plus the 2-minute timeout, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and 20. This is pretty much your ball game if you're Black Hills State. But what a big sack there by GVSU. A defense, I believe they only had 1 sack last week. And coming into this drive, they had a couple, so make it their 3rd sack of the night. So
last week, Duran got that ball out so quick, they didn't really have an opportunity to get to him. And here today, the offensive line doing a good job. But again, it's all on Luke Doobie and what he's been able to do with his feet. When every time there has been pressure, he's been able to escape it and either use his feet to get first down or keep his head out or throw the ball away. And Grand Valley finally closed in. I think it was the confusion of the coverage over the top. Grand Valley loves to run cover 0 down in the end zone, near the end zone and in the red zone, and really bring pressure. And that time they looked like it was man coverage all the way across and snuck that safety over the top. And a good job by Doobie not throwing that football, but confused him and took that sack. And now if you're the offensive coordinator here for the Yellow Jackets at Dave Schramm, you really don't need to get it all right here. If you just get half of it right now, it sets up a 4th down in Angelo. You're going to have to get a touchdown here, though, on this drive.
3rd and long. Just a 3-man front for GVSU. They rush 3, but it allows pressure up the middle for a quick throw, and a sliding grab is made by Olson. Across the original line of scrimmage, 8 yards shy of the first down. It's 4th and 8. He had pressure right in his face.
That's exactly, if you're the offensive coordinator, Schramm, what you want your quarterback to do. Just take what they give you right there. Get rid of the football. The pressure was coming, and he does exactly that. Now it sets up a 4th down and more manageable situation for them.
This is your ball game for the Yellow Jackets, trying to stay alive. They can get a first down at the 5-yard line with 3.5 to go.
And they're talking and having a little communication as they're jogging off the field, but Chikura looks exhausted. You don't know if that was part of the reason for the mental mistake or the wrong route, but just kind of misconnecting. Grand Valley's defense holds. Big hold there.
And Chikura ran a slant route, and it seemed like Doobie wanted to throw a hitch, trying to find that soft spot in the zone coverage.
Just get to that 5-yard line and sit down and catch that football.
This game's not over just yet. A couple of first downs will end this ball game. Just 1 timeout left for Black Hills State plus the 2-minute timeout. Schuster in at quarterback. Kenneth Jones is the running back. We assume a run play's coming here. We'll see. He can actually drop back and throw. And bubbling out, there's Jones, slips a tackler down the sideline, stiff arm, and he's close to a first down. Let's see.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, he got 11 yards.
I was going to say ball protection is the biggest thing right here, and as Jones makes that move to the inside, kind of swings that ball over the top. It's a dangerous move right here. We'll take a good look at it. Schuster makes a good read right here, sees he's got a running back on a linebacker, and
that's why I'm not an offensive coordinator. I'm thinking run, and they run a simple, short little pass play for a first down. That's why I'm up in the booth.
Oh, I love that Ian Shoemaker's keeping the full throttle going down. You doing what's been successful for him here in the second half.
First down. Keeper this time, Schuster. Gets what he can right up the chute and gets a few. And hold on, we got some more pleasantries being exchanged. No timeout. Actually, last timeout utilized by Black Hills State. They are out of timeouts with 2:38 to go. You got to be careful if you're GVSU. You don't want any kind of silly penalties.
No, Kenneth Jones right there, the sophomore from West Bloomfield, is getting taken out of the game, and it's one of those learning experiences. Just walk away right now. You're up. You got control of this football game right now, and don't want any mistakes.
Well, again, for GVSU, they'll head to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Just the second all-time meeting between two historic D2 powers. GVSU Pitt State's going to be a good one, regardless of what happens in the Pitt State game tonight at Central Oklahoma. They were trailing by a couple of touchdowns, but if Pitt State happens to drop that game, they're going to be a very desperate team, and that's a tough road trip.
It is. It's a tough position for Grand Valley to go into an environment where you got a desperate football team. The Jungle, it's a great football stadium, great tradition, like you said, and great fan base in Pittsburgh, Kansas. And Grand Valley's still got some work to do to get out of this one here, but it's going to be a fun game to watch next week. I don't know how much fun practice is going to be this week for Grand Valley, but they're going to have their work cut out for them for next week.
Yeah, their first meeting was a couple of years ago in the second round of the playoffs here at Lubbers on Thanksgiving weekend, and GVSU prevailed late in that game. So this will be the first all-time regular season meeting between those two D2 powers. Just got a score update from Central Oklahoma. Pitt State tied with the Bronchos at 24. On 2nd and 7 after the Yellow Jackets timeout, keeper Schuster lowering the shoulder, plows his way for a few more to the 31. He's 3 yards shy, and that'll take us down to the 2-minute timeout. GVSU in no hurry to run a play. So they get one more first down, Bob. You can call this a night.
Yeah, good job right there, Schuster, protecting himself and covering that football as well. You don't like to see your quarterback taking hits for two guys from Black Hills, but a good play call there, and now a 3rd and short situation. Like you said, they just got to figure out a way to get 3 yards and they can milk this clock down. But again, the Yellow Jackets are not going away.
Battling hard. There's the 2-minute timeout, and we'll pause. Back with the conclusion of this one after this on the ground.
See all of you.
From the first snap to the final whistle, News 8 puts you in the huddle with Football Frenzy. Join Jack, Laney, and Alec all season long, covering all the action across West Michigan. Every week, we bring you the most games and the biggest plays. Make Wood TV 8 your home for high school football with Football Frenzy, sponsored by Meijer.
Yeah, he sheds a little, and he barks at the mailman. But for trustworthy, nobody beats Archie. Except maybe the guys at Cool Toyota. They made me feel like part of the family the second I walked in the door. Then they gave me a great deal backed by their 10-year, million-mile warranty. Want to go for a million-mile walk, boy? Nah, I didn't think so. Wherever I'm going, I let Cool Toyota take me there.
2 minutes to go in Allendale. Brian Fongers, Bob Mitchell, Brady Drogosh in at quarterback for the Lakers on a 3rd and 3. One more first down will end this football game. Pascal Jolman is the running back to his right. Fakes the clap, checks off to the sideline. Jolman goes in motion. They'll hand it off to him right side, and he can't get there. Couldn't stick that foot in the ground and get upfield. No gain. And we get more pushing and shoving after the whistle. Clock will run. It's 4th down. So the Yellow Jackets with a little glimmer of hope left.
Yeah, Grand Valley playing very safe right there and trying to get 3 yards on the ground. They haven't been very successful on the ground, very successful through the air all day, but are happy to let this clock continue to tick and kick this ball away and get their defense back on the field.
So if you're GVSU, as Evan Sunderman is into punt now, not Trace Hergich. Here's the snap. Rush comes, doesn't get there. Line drive kick. And was a fair catch signal made? Yes, around the 35 with 1:08 to go. So the Yellow Jackets looking for some quick score and a potential onside kick recovery. That's what you need.
Yep.
Field goal does you no good. You need a touchdown here. But both running attacks pretty much not there tonight.
No,
it's been the aerial assault from both sides.
And we knew coming into the game that Black Hills was going to throw the ball all over the field. We saw it last week in the stats and watching some of the film that they played last week and knowing this offensive coordinator for what he's done in previous regimes, but did not have any idea that Grand Valley was not going to be able to run the football at all tonight.
Just a three-man front for GVSU. The only rush three with a spy. Doobie again bubbles it out. Harris gets shoved out of bounds after just a few yards. Call it 6 with 1:02 to go. If you're GVSU, you want it under 40 seconds on 3rd and 4. Doobie takes the snap. They cut block up front. Again, all he has to do is bubble it out to his running back Goods. He's got a first down and is able to scamper out of bounds close to midfield with 29 seconds. The time is running out.
The clock will stop with the out of bounds and the chain moving. We're just going to be methodical and trying to get this ball because Grand Valley's not giving anything over the top, and they haven't really been able to stretch this defense too much deep.
It's kind of a prevent defense look.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from their own 49. Final moments of this football game. Doobie takes the snap. Throws quickly. It's in the field of play, though. Short of the first down, Chikura. It's not going to stop the clock. He was a yard short, and he's cramping up, and he's just going to randomly fall to the turf.
Yeah, he was almost at the sidelines. And
now, there is a point of emphasis with the rules here, trying to cut down on situations like that with injuries, trying to, not saying he was faking there, because it looked like he was cramping up.
He definitely wanted to try to get off the field and couldn't find a replacement to get in, so he just fell to the ground, and now Coach Wooster's begging for a 10-second runoff.
10-second runoff applies.
Yeah, there's your 10-second runoff because he randomly fell down in the field of play.
Third down.
That's a wasted timeout, but since they don't have a timeout, it's a 10-second runoff, so it's down to 5 seconds, and this game is virtually over. Here it is. Here's the replay. He's definitely cramping, and there he goes. So this is probably your final play. Clock is at 0. Doobie steps up, evades the pressure. Hail Mary to the end zone. It's knocked away. Incomplete, or is it picked off? I think it's picked off around the 2-yard line by the Lakers. That is your football game. Picking it off there is Torian Wyatt, a reserve linebacker. And the Lakers get it done, Bob. 48-36. Your final thoughts on this wild football game?
I guess a win's a win, eh? I mean, it was a crazy game. Offense, defense, special teams, a lot to work on here. They talk about your most improvements from your first to your second game. Let's hope for the Lakers that it's for the second and third, but give Black Hills a lot of credit. They came in, they came out, scored the first 10 points of this ball game. Grand Valley scored 20 unanswered back, but yet Black Hills never backed down, continued to battle, and they really represented the RMAC very, very well here at Lover Stadium tonight. Grand Valley, 2-0. Exactly where they wanted to be after 2 games, and off to play a very, very tough opponent in Pittsburgh.
We thank you for coming.
Well, a fitting end. A quick correction, that was actually Sean Bird, the wide receiver, making the interception, playing defensive back on that final play of the game. Nevertheless, it's a Laker victory. As Bob said, they're 2-0 on the season. They hit the road to Pittsburgh, Kansas for a 5 o'clock Eastern kickoff against the Gorillas next Saturday. Our next broadcast is coming